Today on Daily Blast Live, Michelle Obama dishes on Donald Trump.
In a nation of so many diverse voices and experiences, no one gets everything.
What does that have to do with Trump? We'll explain. Plus, a new movie puts the Kennedy curse back in the headlines.
A dead body holds a lot of secrets. Those can be the difference between guilt and innocence.
Will Chappaquiddick change your mind about that fatal night? Brooklyn Raw MMA superstar Conor McGregor gone wild. What was he thinking? And what's cooking good looking? A pooch who's a pro in the kitchen. And it all starts right now.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Friday, and we got an all-female power panel today. All-female power panel, that's right. All right, let's get right into it. Speaking of power females, former First Lady Michelle Obama is criticizing President Trump. Speaking at the Simmons Leadership Conference in Boston, Michelle used a parenting metaphor to explain the president and his administration. Here's what she said.
It was sort of like having the good parent at home, you know, the responsible parent, the one that told you to eat your carrots and go to bed on time. And now perhaps we have the other parent in the house. And we thought it'd feel fun. Maybe it feels fun to some for now because we can eat candy all day and, you know, stay up late and not follow the rules.
I agree with her metaphor, but I can imagine, oh, look at your face. I can imagine that Erin does not.
Well, first of all, Barack Obama was the one, wasn't he talking about smoking pot and ripping cigarettes? Donald Trump's, first of all, Donald Trump.
But that wasn't him as a parent. That was him as a, you know, growing up, and that's okay.
Well, Donald Trump's children, all of them. You don't see them stumbling out of nightclubs. You don't see them with mugshots. You see them leading companies, working in industries, working in charity capacity.
But which industries? The Trump industries?
Well, I know they've done a lot of charity work.
Okay.
And Tiffany just graduated from school. You know, they're all good kids. And you can't say the same for Barack Obama's children.
Oh, really? You can't?
I don't know. Playing underage beer pong and smoking cigarettes sounds like a good idea to you.
Have you been a teacher? First of all, gin and tonic came long before Malia ever went to school. You remember that with the Bush girls,
That's the Bush
right?
girls,
and
guys.
Everyone talked about the fact that they were children and they were still to be protected. You're talking about a young woman who's done a lot for herself, and those two girls were on their best behavior when they were in the White House. And the fact that she's gone off to school and decided to experience life is only going to be to her credit. So I'm not going to sit here and allow you to disparage a young woman
I'm telling
who
the
has
truth.
been extremely.
She was smoking cigarettes and drinking underage.
She's been a role model.
No
and she
role model
has
for
been
my
without
child.
scandal.
No, that's a lie. That's not accurate. It's factually unsound. It's factually unsound to say that she's a good role model when she's smoking cigarettes at 17 years old and drinking underage.
She's also a phenomenal student at Sidwell French. She graduated well. Okay. I'm not going to gang up.
But I'm saying that she's not setting a good example for 18-year-old girls, whereas the Trump children are.
When that happened with the Bush girls and they were busted underage drinking,
well, I'm comparing
the whole
President
gin and
Obama,
tonic thing.
I'm comparing President Obama and President Trump right now, so if we can leave it in that playing field, in that box.
Yeah, but President Trump didn't raise his children, and that's been well documented. Ivana just released a book saying that she's the reason why the children were so successful, and it might also explain the reason why he continues to sexualize his daughter.
Can I argue to the point that I don't even know if Ivana did a good job at raising her boys, and it may not have to do with the smoking or the drinking, if that's how you want to classify someone's role model ability. I think that you're morally bankrupt when you are hunting for fun, big game, like giraffes.
It's not illegal.
I know it's not illegal, but this is just me speaking personally. This is just me speaking personally. When I see someone holding up a giraffe tail and they're taking the life of an animal for like the pure fun of it all, or to hang it up on their mantle, to me that speaks to somebody that is void of some sort of spirituality.
But there are a lot of people in America that hunt for various reasons. I just met a friend here in Denver that said he would hunt food to eat it.
Food's different. I have cousins that hunt, and if they're hunting, even though I'm vegan,
for game.
Yeah, if they're hunting for food, I actually have more respect for that than somebody eating like at McDonald's, where the factory farming is much more inhumane. But when it comes to just killing a giraffe to hold up the tail for an Instagram photo, that to me, it makes my blood boil.
Can I just say something really? Okay, all right, we'll move on.
Well, we're finally hearing from President Trump, speaking of which, on the Stormy Daniels scandal. The president on board Air Force One was asked the question by a reporter. Here's how it all happened.
Do you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels? Why did Michael Cohen make it if there was no truth or allegation?
Well, you have to ask Michael Cohen. Michael's my attorney, and you'll have to ask Michael.
Do you know where he got the money to make that payment?
No, I don't know.
Ooh, and Stormy's lawyer quickly responded on Twitter saying, quote, "We very much look forward to testing the truthfulness of Mr. Trump's feigned lack of knowledge concerning the $130,000 payment." So you saw him on the plane, right? Like, he couldn't help himself. And we've talked about that statistic from psychiatrists, or the data rather, where they say that we have this ability as human beings where we do not want to keep secrets.
Right.
So have you ever, rather than talking about Trump, because we just talked enough about Trump, have you, let's start with you, Erin, or Tori,
Yes.
have you ever been in that position where you say something and you want to take it back? Because we haven't heard from Trump since about this.
I was sitting on a secret and about, something going on with a guy and a girl. And I told my guy friend, hey, your ex-girlfriend was messing around with your friend. And I shouldn't have done it because now the friend is so upset, creating a big stink. The relationship was already over, and now I feel guilty.
You became the bad
person. I should have just kept my darn mouth shut.
Tori, have you ever been in trouble for not keeping your mouth shut? No, because no, Tori's a very good friend of mine, and you've kept all my secrets,
All
girl.
of your secrets.
However, what was your New Year's resolution? That's why I said it.
I was to keep my mouth away from bread and gossip.
How are you doing with both?
I have not had bread.
It is also Passover.
It's also Passover.
It's also Passover.
I actually had a similar experience, though, but it turned out well for me. I told a friend that they shouldn't get married, just like that. They cornered me at a party, and I told him the truth. It was a guy friend. I said, I don't think it's going to work out. They ended up breaking up, and he thanked me for it. But it can go either way.
My friend is still is happy that I said it, but
Right.
I'm still not, because I
see.
feel like I'm involved in some 90210 drama,
yeah.
like a Real Housewives scenario that I just don't want to be a part of.
Nobody has the time for that.
Ain't nobody
I
got
agree.
time for that.
Yep, and we're following a developing story right now about UFC fighter Conor McGregor. As you can see here, let's look at the video. He was led out of an NYPD precinct this morning in handcuffs on his way to court. Now, he was arrested for attacking a UFC bus. TMZ has the shocking footage. Let's take a look. And he was arrested for misdemeanor assault and felony criminal mischief. Here is what UFC President Dana White had to say about the attack.
This is the most disgusting thing that has ever happened in the history of the company. He's going to be sued beyond belief, and this was a real bad career move for him. We as an organization need to make sure that this never happens again.
And he also said, Dana White, that when he texted with Ewan McGregor, Conor McGregor. You know, he's always in my head. I love that guy. With Conor McGregor, that he was not remorseful and he felt justified for his behavior. So the reaction I'm looking on Facebook, especially from our DBL Nation, is they want to know, does violence, what do you think, does violence leak out of the ring? Or is that an overgeneralization?
Honestly, I think that's an overgeneralization. I don't think that it's the violence that's leaking out of the ring. I think that it's the showboating that's leaking out of the ring, the octagon, I should say. And the thing about it is, this has happened before. There's been press conferences that have gone out of control. In 2016, he was fighting Nate Diaz. The bottles and cans and stuff were thrown. The presser was since canceled. This situation, he was looking for another UFC fighter who was a lightweight. Conor McGregor was just stripped of his lightweight title just a couple days ago because he hasn't defended it since 2016. So this seems to me like it was showboating and a lot of fanfare that went out of control, and that he was looking to get that type of reaction. I don't know if Dana White is that upset.
Well, I got some inside scoop also on this. Just so you guys know, 2 people had to be left out of fighting because they were hurt by the glass. Someone had corneal abrasion. So I just want to make sure
their money.
that is all they had. have. I mean, you've got to be honest about this. And second, an NYPD source has said McGregor's been cooperative, but he has a lot of fans on the force. One told me that McGregor was seen shadowboxing as he was
NYPD?
with the NYPD, awaiting his arraignment. So I just want to let you know, he doesn't seem that remorseful from a source.
That's exactly what Dana White said.
Not only could he face civil litigation, he could go to jail.
Absolutely. That's assault.
It is criminal.
Yeah.
And John Legend, moving on, dropped a new song and music video today. Yeah, just in time for the weekend. Ebony still has your first look coming in hot.
All right, that's right. A new disco-infused song, A Good Night, is sure to be your Friday pick-me-up. Check it out.
Everything's gonna be alright. I think I just met my wife. I think I just met my wife. Hey.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good night. Happy Friday. Let us know what you think, DBL Nation.
Friday dance.
I like any song that says like it's gonna be fun tonight
or Friday.
Yeah, or Friday.
Right?
Yeah.
You have a good Friday dance. Can we see it real quick? It's Friday.
Yeah!
Want to own a piece of Russell Crowe's past? Well, we'll tell you how. Plus, family reunion behind bars. Why the Menendez brothers are finally in the same prison decades after killing their parents. And one pampered princess you won't believe who Beyonce and Jay-Z hired for Blue Ivy. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. Next, we share your comments live about a story getting a lot of buzz online. Stay tuned.
Hi, everybody. Are we here? Erin Elmore here. You guys go to Twitter. I'm going to be tweeting some behind-the-scenes stuff, maybe some final thoughts we didn't get out because we have a time constraints here. And just so you know, I'm Erin Elmore, ERINELMORE on Twitter. Okay. You can also follow Jeff Schroeder, 23, Sam Schechter, Shocker as we call her here, right? Ebony Steele, Al Jackson, Tori Schulman, and Erica Kopp, all first names and last name other than Jeff, has a 23 after his.
And mine is SH. Maybe that's why no one's following me.
SH.
TRY.
And also Daily Blast Live. Yeah. So, all here, you can just see them, look. Follow all of us and tweet us all, and let's ask each other some questions and get into some more heated debate behind the scenes.
Two,
here I go.
And then you guys discuss, and then I read one, and then you guys button it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless, I mean, if there's a powerful POV anybody has right after the first comment,
yeah, right. Okay, cool.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live, the only show that covers trending stories live, no matter where you're watching. Here's a story that has you talking. Should Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson marry his pregnant girlfriend for his kids' sake? Well, yes, according to an op-ed in USA Today. The article says that cohabitating couples in Hollywood present a glamorous yet unrealistic view of unmarried family life. So should Dwayne put a ring on it? Let's hear your comments. Take it away, Sam Shocker and the Power Panel.
Ooh, yeah, the Power Panel. Thank you so much, Ebony. Let's get right to your comments, DBL Nation. Kim Shumway writes, only judgmental busybodies believe a piece of paper makes life better. Ooh, I think we should tackle that before I dive into the next comment.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Legally speaking, there are benefits of being married. Not only just income taxes. If you're in the hospital, especially when you're having babies, you know, there's certain decisions that need to be made in the best interest of the child. Or if a husband and a wife get sick, you can make certain very important life-saving decisions.
For the directive and things like that.
So there are benefits to being married.
Okay, well, let's get you two in on the next one. Elizabeth Wilson says, I think it benefits the children to have two parents. Well, I think, you know, in here it not only said two parents, but whether to be married versus cohabitating.
Correct. Right. There's not going to be two parents, whatever, in this specific situation. They've been together 10 years. They're cohabitating. They're very happy together. So that's what this means. I disagree. I think marriage at this point, you've seen it in Denmark and Finland and Sweden. They become partners. You don't need the government telling you you have a right to have marriage. It's between you and that person, and that's how you should love. Remember, the guy who wrote this op-ed piece is the director of the National Marriage Project. Right. So let's keep in control of what he's actually proud of.
Could be biased.
Could be a little biased.
A little bit. Wendy McNiff chime in. Erica says, babies don't make marriage sacred. Your commitment to each other and in the eyes of God, if you believe, are the things that make marriage sacred. Do you agree, Erica?
Well, I respect Wendy's opinion 100%. I know people who do it successfully both ways. Me personally, if you want to make a commitment to my uterus, I want you to make a commitment to me. And that's just how I view marriage with children, period.
Do you think the commitment, just to follow up on that, has to be on a piece of paper? Or it could be a commitment you and Anthony share together?
Yeah, we're gonna do the whole kit and caboodle.
Got it.
Yeah, no shortcuts.
And by the way, I got pregnant, and then we decided right away to get married. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were trying, but
now you have a 5-year-old.
Yeah, so it worked for us.
We are live. Digital producer Raquel Villanueva with news at the moment.
Well, this is for country fans. I want you to listen up. A new Kenny Chesney track is out today, and we have your first listen.
Get along while we can.
So Get Along is the first song off his upcoming album. It's about compassion and the little things we can do to make a difference in the world. And it's going to be a busy year for the country music star. His stadium tour kicks off April 21st.
Well, we know Rena Pop's happy.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
You like Pop?
We should all go.
I would love that.
I'm in. Yeah, I'm in. Ebony, what's coming up on DBL?
Well, the new movie that brings up old memories about the late Ted Kennedy. What really went down at Chappaquiddick? And next, Al Jackson rates the week's viral videos. If you need laughter to get your weekend started right, don't go away.
Marriage.
Oh, I have a comment, guys. I want to get your opinion on. Diane Sawyer writes, my nephew and his fiance have been together for 17 years and own a home together and have 2 children, but have yet to get married. They're very happy and committed to each other and their family. Now, I want to know anyone out there that's writing in for the very first time who believes that there should be marriage, that religion is important in this, God is important in this, and the government's important to make sure that this is a real commitment. I know Erica feels that way, but would you ever disparage someone who decided not to get married?
No, that's why I said I've seen it. Right. I've seen it work both ways, and I'm certainly not going to get into anybody else's household or uterus or marriage. But I think for me personally, I also have seen it go terribly wrong. I know a lot of single moms who didn't anticipate being single moms, who didn't have that commitment or talk of commitment, and they were not only not committed to them, but they also weren't committed to being a father as well. So I just want to be like very clear as to what the intentions are, and that's the reason why I personally have learned from other people's experience.
And some people wrote in, well, hey, you get divorces, they're over 50%, so you never get that.
And I'm divorced. So.
Right, exactly, and that's a fair thing to say, so you never really get that surety, or you never get that. Yeah, the cementing of that is never real. And some say it's better not to be divorced with kids. And so if your partnership and you split, there's less of a trauma for children.
But I'll tell you this story, like, because I am divorced, my mom will always say, like, you know, I would pressure you to get pregnant, like, have kids, you're married. And she's like, and you would say, Mom, it's not right, it's not right. Wow. And I knew that was not the situation that I wanted. In your previous marriage. Right.
You just
and
knew
so
it wasn't
was
right.
very clear. And I feel very differently about things now, yes.
Wow.
See, and now you thank your lucky stars because
she's come back with Erica Cobb from DBL Nation. So, you know, you said that the Bush girls were doing gin and juice. Gin and tonic. Yeah, whatever, same thing. It's gin and tonic. Biden's son and daughter, who I know, were caught doing illegal drugs.
Yeah, but I'll be the first to admit it. When I was in high school, I did it all too. I mean, I don't think that makes you a bad person. That's you experimenting.
You can smoke weed and become president. At
This
least
was
he
a little
admitted it.
Some harder stuff in the Biden household.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. It's Friday, everybody, so that could only mean one thing. It's time to rate this video with comedian Al Jackson.
I love this thing. Love Friday.
I love it. You ready to get right to it, man?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. The weekend's around the corner. This family dog isn't the only one that gets scraps off the table, Al. Watch this.
Just give her one little piece, just to
Give
show
her a little bit.
Give Peanut one little piece of ham, one last piece.
That was very strange. I think he's gone from the hungry uncle to the creepy uncle, and because of that, he gets 3.5 Al emojis. Let's go to the next one.
Not bad for a creepy uncle. All right. It's Friday, and this furry friend has been cruising through the week. Enjoy.
Jeff, what's going on with these teenagers? All they want to do is hang out and skateboard. Not like in my day where dogs would walk 12 miles to school in the snow. But you know what? I really respect this dog. It's got a good technique. It was pretty good in the half pipe. And because of that, it gets 3 Al mind blown emojis. Let's go to the next one.
Not bad, not bad. All right, up next, a dog has mastered the commands. You know, Al, sit, stay, and prepare dinner. What? Watch.
All right, now, I like this dog for several reasons. Not only is he keeping the beat, but you know what he has, Jeff? A hairnet. And in this day and age, you know, you can never be too safe. This dog is healthy, it's safe, and he's got good, healthy, crisp ingredients, just like Gordon Ramsay. And because of that, he gets 2.5 Al sunglasses emojis. Let's go to the last one.
Even with fresh ingredients, 2.5. All right, the master's in full swing, and all this little guy wants to do is play through, but his dog won't get out of the fairway.
Jeff, we've all been here before. Dog stuck on the tee. You know what? But I like, because this kid, when he yells 4, he's actually talking about his age. And because of that, he gets 4 heart eye Al's emoji. Well done, little man. You win the week.
You win the week. There it is, everybody. That's Rate This Video. This is comedian Al Jackson.
So funny. Russell Crowe is back on the market, and so is a bunch of his stuff. Ebony has the details coming in hot.
Yes, yes. Oh, I have a question here. Have you ever dreamed of owning Russell Crowe's jockstrap? Yes, I did say that. The actor has curated an auction titled The Art of Divorce, and it consists of over 200 items handpicked by Crowe following his divorce from Danielle Spencer. So if you're a Gladiator fan, you can get your hands on this body armor, ow, when Crowe played Maximus. Also up for grabs is his Les Mis costume, a black wool jacket with trousers and silver detailing. And here's the famous jock strap featured in Cinderella Man. That could be a nice living room accent piece, maybe. You can find all 227 items up for auction on Sotheby'sAustralia.com. But wait, y'all can't all jock them at once.
Is it? I have to, you just brought up your divorce. So when you divorce, do you do like a cleanse like he's doing? Do you profit off it with his auction? Yeah, what do you do?
Well, I didn't have anything of value, so everything.
Did you do anything though?
I had half of everything that I had left, and then I pretty much donated that as well.
All right.
Yeah.
So he's
you got to
doing the same
start clean.
Yeah, fresh start.
Yes.
I'd like to see if this money goes to charity. That's what I wanted to see.
I bet it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should check.
Yeah.
All right, most of us only dream of having a personal shopper, that's right. But dreams do come true if you're Blue Ivy. We'll tell you who else Faye and Jay hired for their daughter. And Rihanna's Fenty Beauty Body Lava is out today. Ooh. This product is a must-have for spring and might be sold out already. Our own Jeray loves it. Don't worry, we have it right here on DBL. We'll show you that next.
Promotional
Hey everyone, it's Connor Ashley from the digital team. So during the breaks, we always like to keep you up to date on all the latest trending stories. And trending right now is Kim Kardashian's makeup artist, Mario. At Makeup by Mario, he just released a collaboration collection with KKW Beauty. Just recently, they released a palette, some lip glosses, all of that stuff. Well, now he just spoke with Britain's Hello magazine and told them that he would love to do Meghan Markle's makeup for the wedding. Now, there's a little bit of, you know, back and forth about this because his style is so signature, you know, to those sort of dark, sultry sort of colors, and people want a lighter look for Meghan Markle. So let me know what you think. Do you think a high-profile makeup artist like this should do Meghan's makeup at the wedding? Are you looking forward to seeing what she's wearing, what she'll look like at the wedding? I know we're really excited about the royal wedding here, and you can always tune in to our Royal Watch, which we do pretty frequently here to keep you guys up to date on all things royals. Alrighty, Kelly Grego, what do you got?
Yeah, so as we enter into the spring season, a lot of people are going to be traveling more, but we want to keep you guys up to date in a recent cyber attack against Delta Airlines. Now, this is actually impacting hundreds of thousands of customers that signed up for flights in the spring through Delta. It's actually a cyber attack, so a lot of your personal credit card information and just personal information in general may have been compromised. Obviously, Delta reached out and addressed this. You can contact their company and see if you were one of the ones affected. And it's not just Delta in this. Kmart was also affected by the same cyber breach. So if you shop at Kmart or have booked an airline flight with Delta, please check into that and make sure that your security is still protected. We are getting into the next part of the show, so stay tuned, and we'll get back to all your comments in the next break. We will see you guys then. Bye.
Do you guys hear that? Do you guys hear that? Yeah, that's the sound of the internet buzzing. What are they buzzing about? Well, we've got the hottest items that everybody wants in this edition of DBL Obsessed.
Target always ranks high on our obsession chart, but their new collaboration with Hunter is taking it to a whole new level. The collab features not only the iconic rain boots, but includes cool accessories like a backpack that doubles as a cooler and fanny packs in bright colors. Most of the items are under $30 and will be available on April 14th. Who doesn't love a good pair of leggings? Hello! Kira Grace Seva Black Onyx leggings have a cult following and sell out quickly. They're currently on the 3rd restock. Why are they so awesome? High waist? Check. Lightweight? Check. And most importantly, 100% of the profits go to charity to help end human trafficking. Not too shabby. Body Glitter is getting a Rihanna makeover. Fenty Beauty Body Lava is out today. It's the latest offering from Rihanna's beauty line. This gel-based body illuminator is designed to give you a bronzed, glimmering glow. It does for your body what highlighter does for your cheekbones. Obsessed much? Yeah.
So yeah, we got this in. This is the Rihanna Fenty Beauty. We had someone there waiting when it opened at Sephora. It's going to sell out immediately. And we're going to try a little on.
Does it smell good?
It smells like Rihanna. I'm sure
it smells
good.
Smells like?
It smells like Rihanna. She smells like diamonds and
it smells so good.
Okay, I can't. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, so it has this little peachy, if we can get a close up. A little peachy. Can you guys see? I feel like I'm in a YouTube video.
Little shimmer.
For makeup.
This is even beautiful.
This is how they do it, right? And then what I'm going to do is right on Erin's. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
That is gorgeous.
Well, you can't see. It's just
Look at
that.
See?
Just a little bit, right? It's looked like she just came off from skiing in the Alps.
Oh my God, you guys, it smells so good. I know what it smells like. A strawberry shortcake doll from when we were growing up.
Oh,
the hair. Yeah. The hair of a strawberry shortcake doll.
Oh my God, I got the chills.
Live. Ted Kennedy's deadly drama on the big screen for the first time. Will ghosts of the past come back to haunt the Kennedy family? And speaking of true crime, the Menendez brothers together again. Why they're finally in the same prison.
St. Bart's. In season, St. Bart's.
Thank you. Do they have
Hi guys, so of course it has to be the lady show. Dre, how do you feel about this? This is our makeup artist. I want to get his take on this.
This is beautiful.
This is the first time he's seen it.
Shades or one shade?
This is one shade, which is really beautiful because Fenty, Rihanna did the same thing with her lip
Oh,
gloss
I
as
love
well.
it.
It's one shade that fits all.
They better have this on
very
Amazon.
similar to like Melanie Mills, if you're aware of Melanie Mills' body lotion as well. Very glittery and gleamy. It makes a really good finish on camera or for a night out.
Take a look at this.
Right, I'm buying this right right
and
now.
the buffing brush shoe, I actually like that it has a shorter finish because you can really get it on the body.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you, guys.
And it really
Just
just
keep doing
smooths
it.
everything out.
So
too.
I have Body
We're gonna
Blur, which is a
share
foundation,
what
and I'll show you
we
guys.
do.
On my legs, I wear it to make sure that it looks like I'm all one color, but this adds that sparkle that is like, oh, you mean me? I'm just glowing with perfection. That's what I need.
I'm buying this right now. This better be not sold out yet.
There you go. Now take a look on Erin.
Multiple skin tones too. It's gorgeous. Oh, it's called Who Needs Clothes.
It's a $59 product. Let us know if you ever want to try something like
Wait,
this.
what's the color to get? There's two colors. Nude.
Who Needs Clothes is this one.
Yes,
it kind of fits on everyone
Like,
though.
take a look at that. So she just looks like glowing with perfection again. She's like a champagne bottle.
Wait, what color is that?
Who Needs Clothes?
They have
Who Needs Clothes?
It's seconds. All right.
Oh, Who Needs Clothes?
Fenty.
Add to basket. Who Needs Clothes? I'm buying it right now.
Correct.
This is the one. This is how obsessed we get. Look at these. 1, 2, 3.
Check out.
There you go.
I mean, I don't even know if I can do this next block. I gotta buy this.
What is it? Fenty what?
Body.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Let's get right to it, shall we? It's been nearly half a century since the course of American history changed in an instant at Chappaquiddick when then-Senator Ted Kennedy drove off a bridge, killing Mary Jo Kopechne. And I knew that, too. I practiced. Darn. It's Friday, folks. She was a young speechwriter, and now a new movie tells the story to a younger generation. Watch.
It was an accident. I was driving.
A story like this could dominate the headlines for weeks.
Chief, we got a body. A dead body holds a lot of secrets. Those can be the difference between guilt and innocence. So we need to be in control of them.
There's not a lot of senators that are charged with manslaughter that go on to become president.
Moses had a temper. Peter betrayed Jesus. I have Chappaquiddick.
Moses had a temper, but he never left a girl at the bottom of the Red Sea.
Oof. Wow. Oof. So just I know I want to make it clear that Mary Jo's family is very much in favor of this movie. I did a little bit of research. Mary Jo was actually a speechwriter for Robert Kennedy, and she was there to mourn his assassination. There was a party. They got in. What we do know as fact is Ted Kennedy didn't call the police for 10 hours after the accident. What they show in the movie is her being alive, which is what's the really poignant part, in the car for about 3 hours praying.
But many critics
we
are
don't
saying,
know that's true.
Many critics are actually saying they don't think that's true, but they don't know. They weren't there either. But they're also saying there's moments in the movie that are quite dangerous to his character in the sense that there's a part where the dad, Ted, or Joe whispers over to Ted and says, alibi, remember your alibi. At that time, Joe was debilitated with a stroke. So we just have to remember, even though they're painting this movie as the tell-all of an untold controversy, in reality, it's riddled with holes.
And they do ask, the Kopechne family has asked if you have any information on this case to bring it in, so they also know it's not fully told.
But the average viewer is not going to know that. I have a problem with that.
And he was drunk driving, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that we know, yeah.
Right. So that wasn't really in that blurb right there. That's bad.
But he was very remorseful. In the movie, they paint him as not remorseful at all and just greedy with, wanting to become president one day. So I think it's just important when you're telling these, and I get it, it's a movie,
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's important to portray these people accurately.
No, I think you're right. But what story would you like to have told? Like, we've never understood what actually happened.
In any story out there in America?
What story would you like to hear?
That's a weighted question because I would have to really dig deep and figure out.
What about John Benet Ramsey?
There's been so many on John Benet, and I think I've seen them all. But it's true when you're dealing with real people and people's families and legacies on both sides. I think it's important. I mean, the screenwriters. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but the screenwriters weren't even aware of this scandal before they even began writing the script.
Wow.
So they had to do their due diligence and do their own research. But it just goes to show that they're looking for the end result to be entertaining.
Right. Yeah, I would have loved, if you guys watch Serial, I don't know if you listen to Serial on podcast, I would love to know Adnan and see what happened in that case specifically. He just is getting a new trial, but I'd be interested in that.
That is a good one, absolutely. All right, and after 22 years, speaking of trials, the Menendez brothers are face-to-face again. Eric and Lyle are in the same prison housing unit now in California, and they've been requesting to be placed together for years. The two were found guilty, if you remember, of their parents' 1989 murder in their Beverly Hills mansion. In 1996, they were sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms each without the possibility of parole, and the sensational case captured the national imagination.
Yeah. You know, this was such an interesting trial because you have 2 young men who are claiming that their parents are horrifically abusing them, and they were boys of privilege. And this might have been the first time that we saw a marquee case where privilege worked against them. Right. Because it was automatically assumed that they had every resource possible. But if their allegations against their parents were actually true, that means that they had no one in their corner, because what child protective services are going to come into a Beverly Hills mansion and remove 2 kids of privilege?
And you got to understand, at the time of these murders, these weren't really children anymore. They were 18 and 20, I believe, in that range. And so they were basically adults at this point. And when they did this, well, they allegedly did this, there's a few things to consider. We're saying they might have been abused, which is horrible. Some could say that was just their...
They were convicted, though.
Yeah,
so you don't have to say
okay, good.
Guilty.
Okay.
Yeah, they did.
So they're... I kind of lost my train of thought. Sorry. Yes, they were convicted. But I think this is their criminal defense lawyers' possibly way of being like, oh, they were abused to try to get off from these murders.
Although, I get that. You as a lawyer know that better than anyone, that there's a defense. However, and believe me, it's all hearsay. But you have the cousin, you have neighbors, you have a babysitter, a nanny that have all come forward saying that they witnessed some of the abuse. And the abuse is horrid. I won't go into detail.
Horrific.
But
and remember, in the second trial, the judge, it was right when O.J. Simpson was taken in, they said we can't lose the Menendez, so they didn't allow any of the testimony from the cousin, from the nanny.
No, they didn't.
It was only the kids saying it. They had no corroboration.
And there was no jury instruction on manslaughter, which is lower than murder.
And some of the jurors have come back later on saying, if I would have known that this horrific abuse happened, I would have seen the case completely differently.
Also, they were 18 and 20, let's call it respectively. If they felt that this was such an issue, they could have left and gone on with their lives. They're adults at that point. But guess what they wanted?
But they did feel they were in imminent danger, that their dad was going to kill them.
Then leave. You're 18 and 20.
They had no money, is what they said.
Well, that's why they killed their parents, because they had no money. They wanted their parents millions.
But when you're also abused, you're not right in the head. They could have been stunted as little children, afraid of their parents. We got to move on to the next story. DBL Nation, we're heated about this. We want you to chime in. All right, we are switching gears here. Beyonce and Jay-Z. That's a happier family. It's a hard right. Yeah, Bey and Jay. Their daughter, Blue Ivy, has us buzzing today. Turns out the 6-year-old has a personal stylist. She also has a personal shopper, because why wouldn't she? And I was reading the comments earlier, not even from our DBL Nation, but just under the hashtag, and people are lit up, saying that she's way too young to have a personal stylist and way too young to have a shopper, and that they're going to raise a spoiled brat. I'm not saying that, but people are saying
way too young. Adults don't even have stylists and shoppers.
I mean, at the end of the day, we all had our own personal stylist and shopper. We just called them mom and dad. This is a little different. I personally, if I had a lot of money and I was a person of means, I wouldn't do this because I have a lot of value in the way that I was raised, and I would actually, because I would like to emulate the way my parents raised me, regardless of what my resources were.
I totally disagree. I grew up in very lucky, very lucky with some money, and I think Beyonce and Jay-Z have a completely complicated lifestyle. They're also on a million red carpets and events, and at some time you pay for the convenience of getting your kid ready, and that she is part of their brand, part of their image. She is in their songs. So for me, I grew up, and yeah, if my mom, we went to Saks, there would be someone helping us out. But I also was raised with, I was at an ice cream store scooping, terribly uncomfortable things from when the night was over. So I had work ethic, but I was also taught to enjoy what my parents had worked that hard to do, and it saved them time.
And this might be an overgeneralization from me, but I have to say you're the exception, in my opinion. Yeah. I grew up, humble, and I cherish my work ethic, and I cherish that I know what hard-earned money is. But then again, I look at you, and even though you grew up with such affluence and privilege, you're one of the most hardest working women and humble people I know. Yeah. But I'm sure that you palled around with some very wealthy kids growing up. How have they turned out? And this is just me being curious.
Almost all of them very successfully, and I'll say this why: academics. The education was beyond the most important, and all of them have gone to nice schools and have done really well, whether or not it's big news or bad news or small things or big things. The work ethic was always there. You couldn't skate. You couldn't skate at that school.
You can't teach a work ethic, I don't think. It's just something within you.
Well, they raised me well with that.
What is Blue Ivy going to have to look forward to when she's 18 years old?
She's Blue Ivy. She's never going to have to look forward. I mean,
we are live. Digital producer Raquel Villanueva with news at the moment.
Well, Kate Hudson has a big announcement. Take a look.
Down. We'll do it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh!
That's right. She's having a girl with her boyfriend, Danji Fujikawa. You also saw her 2 sons in the video helping reveal the big news. First trimester sickness kept her off social media, but she's happy to be back now and excited to have her first girl.
And she's not married, and she's perfectly fine.
Yes. Oh, I love me some Kate Hudson. I love the balloons when you pop them and the gender reveal. Congratulations, Kate Hudson. Very exciting. All right, it's Friday. So guess what? Guess what we do when it's Friday?
What?
It's time. Are we getting the boot?
We dance?
I know. Yeah, sorry, we just heard music, and so we all were getting we had to go. But don't worry, guys, because we've got a juicy topic. It's time to talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Okay, it's all about sex on a plane. A new study of 12,000 frequent flyers finds that 78% of people want to join the Mile High Club, but only 5% have actually done the deed. Before we dish, DBL Nation, we need you to weigh in on this. Are you a Mile High Club member?
Oh my!
All right, who's gonna start? Tori, you seem uncomfortable.
I think it's so gross. It's so dirty and smelly and small.
Gross.
I have to stretch before. I mean, there's no way. No. N-O, no.
Yeah, have you ever looked, like, I'm not even talking about them bathrooms. Have you ever looked at the seat? If you really look.
Yeah. How about the tray table?
I take a Lysol wipe and I Lysol my whole area. So if I were to join the Mile High Club, I would first have to Lysol everything.
I mean, as our producer pointed out earlier, technically everyone who has done the deed in Denver is a part of the Mile High Club. So
5280. I'll take it. I will take it. Do you get grossed out when you're on a plane? Would you be in the moment to join that Mile High Club?
I try not to even go to the ladies' room on the plane.
Right.
I go before, go after. It's so dirty. The last thing on my mind is sex.
Who thinks that's sexy, being in that tube?
Dudes. Dudes.
They'll do it anywhere.
They can completely ignore all the hair and everything.
Cheetos are everywhere.
This brings turbulence to a whole new meaning.
Yes, it does. Let's take a look at what DBL Nation has to say. They say 52% no. Ew. We're with you, DBL Nation. We all agree. Finally, we all agree on something.
Bravo, guys. Good job.
We deserve a round of applause. Now it's time for our top feel-good stories of the day. Ebony Steele, you have all the videos that are making DBL Nation smile.
Yes, and Sam, I want to patent that Mile High Lysol. I think that's a great thing. All right, here's a crazy video you just got to see. Watch as this bald eagle decides to make his perch on Seattle Mariners pitcher James Paxton right before the game on Thursday. The Mariners didn't win, and Paxton says the bird must have known he was Canadian when it came for him. And a new album is changing the lyrics of wedding dance classics to be more inclusive of the LGBTQ community. And it has some major star power behind it. Check out Bob Dylan's take on He's Funny That Way.
I've got a man crazy for me. He's funny that way.
Yeah, that sounds beautiful. And the Houston Rockets dance cam always captures incredible moves. But when one usher decides to get loose, no one can handle it. Peep this.
Even you, sir, you can ride with us. No. Not least for like 6 days.
Pop it, lock it, headbang. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Spank it. Okay, I'm going too far. I'm sure you had no problem getting a date after that game. Hey, boy, you can call us here at DBL. Yeah. Coming up on Daily Blast Live, taxes are due in less than 2 weeks, but that's not stopping the scammers. An IRS alert you need to know about. Plus, a war veteran's heroic comeback, how he's using fashion to forge a new life after the battlefield. And next, we put your pop culture trivia to the test. It's our DBL Trivia Trivia Showdown. Go to dblvote.com to see if you can beat our hosts.
Sephora's ordered, so she has her body lava. Very exciting. All right. Thank you so much.
All right, guys, I'm going to tweet something. Let's tweet about the Mile High Club. Right?
Sorry?
Yep.
Shall we?
Hey, DBL Nation. Right? Daily Blast Live, people. We're going to see if you think it's a good idea to join the Mile High Club. I don't think that's such a good idea. I know Sam's with me.
I know Diane Sawyer just wrote you. She's usually on my side. She totally agrees with you. Completely disgusting.
There you go.
Maybe to a friend of mine.
Hi, Lee.
This is the lady, this is the brains behind the operation right here.
Yeah. Not really, though.
I didn't tell her this, but I'm going to tell her now. If I didn't have a son and a husband to go home to, they would have to call security to get me out of here. I don't want to leave.
Yay! Are you having a fun week? I've enjoyed you so much.
The best. And I will say this, you guys better tune in next week because I might have a little surprise for them on Monday.
Oh, a surprise. We love surprises at DBL.
Yeah, but I don't want to leave. Like, they're literally be like, security, Erin Elmore needs to be escorted out of the building.
Erin, I have a burning question for you. Why do you smell like strawberry shortcake?
Oh, what? The Rihanna, I forget what it's called. But isn't it gorgeous?
It is.
I just ordered it.
You look like you're ready for the runway or for the red carpet.
Fine. Well, I feel like it. And it just smells so good. And it's not sticky, literally. I could sell this product.
What's your favorite experience on DBL?
The people, like everyone is so kind and so supportive and so helpful and wonderful. It feels like a mini family. Like
it does.
And there's one person is nicer than the next and has a good story or an anecdote or wants to help. It's just, best place ever, literally.
Best place ever.
I'm gonna sneak in. I'm gonna keep my badge and be like, oh hey, I'm back.
All right, well bye guys.
She's the best. That's Jen. All right, I didn't even get through my tweet. I got so excited. Hold on. Daily Blast Live Nation. How do you feel about the Mile High Club?
All right, guys, 30 seconds.
Oh, 30 seconds and we're back. That's all I got for you.
It's Friday, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for DBL Trivia Showdown. Woo! This week in pop culture. Today's showdown is between pop culture guru. She can find every major fact in U.S. history, but not her phone, Miss Tori Shulman. And contestant number 2, she's the radio girl, media maven. She'll steal your heart, but not your wallet, Miss Ebony Steele. And all of you, of course, the viewers at home. To play along, go to dblvote.com and tap Vote Now. Questions will appear on your device. Ladies, places please. Well, first, the winning viewer will win a DBL #Genius t-shirt as modeled by the lovely and talented Tori Shulman. Thank you very much. Come back. Okay, now places please. Question number 1. Which late night host did The Rock ask to deliver his baby? Was it A, Jimmy Kimmel, B, Seth Meyers, or C, Jimmy Fallon? Tori Shulman.
I'm gonna go with Jimmy Kimmel.
A, Jimmy Kimmel is correct. The Rock told Kimmel, I'm going to need a doula that's going to help me deliver, and well, it's going to be you. Question number 2. Sex and the City star is running for governor of New York. Is it A, Sarah Jessica Parker, B, Cynthia Nixon, or C, Kim Cattrall? Ebony Steele.
B, Cynthia Nixon.
Ooh. Cynthia Nixon is correct. Question number 3, tied 1-1. Tyra Banks admitted to having cosmetic surgery. Was it A, breast implants, B, a nose job, or C, liposuction?
That was sad.
Ebony Steele.
The nose always knows. It was a nose job, Erica.
Nose job is correct. Tyra said we need to stop judging women, fix something they don't like, or flaunt something natural. Question number 4, 2-1, Ebony Steele. Which music video broke records by reaching 5 billion views on YouTube? A, Despacito, B, Havana, or C, God's Plan? Tori Shulman.
Let me think. Oh yeah, Despacito.
Despacito is correct. Question number 5, tied 2-2.
Okay.
Which Olympian will not be joining the new season of Dancing with the Stars? A, Tanya Harding, B, Adam Rippon, or C, Lindsey Vonn?
Dang it.
Ebony Steele.
I'm gonna go, let's see, she used to date Tiger. She ain't gonna dance with no stars. Lindsey Vonn.
Lindsey Vonn is correct. Lindsey Vonn, Harding, and Rippon will appear on the 26th season, or excuse me, Harding and Rippon will appear on the 26th season of Dancing with the Stars starting April 30th. Woo. And Ebony's up 3-2. Oh, that means the winner is Ebony Steele. But the more important winner, you at home, viewer number 6560.
Way to
Congratulations.
Go, 6560.
Moving on. We are live. Digital producer Raquel Villanueva has news at this moment.
Well, you know, right now it's tax season and there are some scams we want you to look out for. If you get a call from someone claiming to be at the IRS, be suspicious. Scammers are still trying to call you saying you owe the IRS money and you'll be arrested if you don't pay up. Don't believe it. Now, they also are going after your refund, saying there's a mistake with your check or deposit and you need to send some of the money back. Don't fall for it and let the Better Business Bureau know. Now, just remember, the IRS will never call you at all by phone. They always send letters.
Like your 8th grade boyfriend. They will never call you.
At least you're over it.
Still ahead, an unlikely comeback story. Why a war veteran fired up a sewing machine to cope with PTSD. It's a comeback you do not want to miss.
Hey everyone, it's Connor Ashley from the digital team. So we're back here with the top trending stories right now. Starting up, we have a story that is trending pretty high on Twitter. There's a new store in New York City that opened up last month. It is
gender-free?
Yeah, so it's called the Fluid Project, and it is a completely gender-free retail clothing store.
Why haven't we had this sooner?
I know, right? It's taken a while, but it's been open for about a month now in Manhattan. Here are some of the photos from it, and essentially there's no sections between men and women. Okay. It's just all together, and you just find what you like and go with it.
I love a men's button-down, like tucked in. I wore it yesterday. I felt very yachty, but I love the idea of you can walk in and everything is for everyone. A unisex, it's like a fragrance.
It's great.
That's amazing, and it's fluid pH, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Let us know what you guys think about that. And, oh God, I am a huge Tolkien fan. What's going on?
Well, it almost feels like a lot of networks are trying to have the next Game of Thrones, and Amazon is really stepping up their game. They just got the rights to the Lord of Rings trilogy.
Oh, my Lord. We've already had these.
There's some interesting details about it, though. If they do not start production within the next 2 years, the rights actually go back to the Tolkien estate.
They hold that rights very carefully.
They hold it very seriously, but it's also projected to be the most expensive television show in history with $1 billion budget.
Okay, first of all, we've had the Peter Jacksons. We've already had the original books that are phenomenal. Do we need a third Amazon? Remember, The Crown was the Netflix's most expensive, but that was sort of a new story we hadn't heard. I am as much a Tolkien fan as the next person. My sister's middle name is Arwen, so you can believe I love the Lord of the Rings. I find this a bit repetitive to spend $1 billion on.
And they do say the $1 billion is projected over the 5 seasons.
I see. Okay, so it's not one
So
season.
it's about $250 million per season.
Louise.
But that's a lot. That's a lot
for something that we've just sort of seen. Swept the Oscars. I know there's a lot of you guys that love Lord of the Rings, but is this beating a dead horse here with too much money? I'd love some original content too, right? Thanks, Cal.
Today's comeback brings you the story of a veteran. Dwayne Topping served 9 years in the military and struggled readjusting to life when he returned home. But his comeback story might surprise you. Dwayne Topping, you enlisted in the Army, you did 3 tours in Iraq. There are obviously some things that you bring home more than memories, and you've talked openly about your PTSD.
That first 8 or 9 years in the Army broke me. I didn't realize it at the time, of course, because it's one of those demons that just sort of lurks in the darkness.
What was the biggest battle that you faced?
Without actually being in a combat zone and being in those circumstances, I couldn't turn that switch off. I was mad at everything and everybody. It was really a dark, dark place for me.
How did you change that switch into the better?
I literally came home one day and I told my wife, I said, hey, listen, I'm gonna teach myself to sew.
You turned to sewing as a solution for your PTSD.
It was a therapeutic. You know, a lot of people say, well, we'll find a hobby. And sewing was it for me. First fashion show we'd ever been doing, I thought, well, I'll make my wife a dress. And I think without that support from my wife, I wouldn't have been able to really think outside of the box and consider sewing.
So how many hours are you on the sewing machine?
I'll spend somewhere between 12 and 15 hours a day.
Now it's not only your passion, it's your purpose.
For me, it's more than the clothes. It's about the people who wear my clothes. We just completed Denver Fashion Week. We had a number of transgender models there to show them, hey, listen, you can be what you want to be.
I know that there are a lot of people who are sitting at home right now and they're looking at you and saying, yeah, I went through PTSD. What can you say to them to encourage them?
It's not just about can you take sewing and use that to combat PTSD. It's more about can a soldier come out of the Army and find their own way? And so ultimately it's just about finding your peace.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, and congratulations on earning your comeback.
Earning your comeback. I am obsessed with this man. Dwayne's business, Topping Designs, has really taken off. He showed his work at New York Fashion Week, and celebrities have already started reaching out to him. It's just the most amazing story. I love the comeback. He did it. He found purpose. He found purpose.
Wow. How inspiring. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Attention homeowners.
Can I do my celebratory? Yes.
If you want to.
We're here at Ground Zero where it all started, the original Chipotle.
Where a revolution wrapped in tinfoil began?
The very place.
Well, let's get to it, man.
Let's do it.
Do you know what happens when you fry a burrito? It becomes a chimichanga. National Burrito.
Oh.
National Burrito. National Burrito. National Burrito.
I never know when it's going to end.
Is it weird that I pray for snow? I love it.
In April,
it's still
weird.
a novelty to you.
All right.
I just think there'd be other things to pray for, but that's not mine.
The queen loves her Tostitos. They always bring the party, don't they, Lizzie?
No, I'm not a fan. I'm what? I'm at this point right now with Kathy Griffin. I just made a loud noise because everyone pretty much said what I was going to say, so I just made an animal noise. I could smell the greatness.
And I just saw it move. There we go. Lots of beans. Sorry, DBL crew.
Woo, hello, la la la.
Freddy Krueger apparently just got done hanging with Snoop in the limo. Oh, it's the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers without those pesky muscles. All right. I don't think the 80s were that great. It was.
Do you?
Yeah, I love the 80s.
Me too.
The clothes are terrible.
horrible.
The clothes were horrible.
Yeah, but it's fun.
The hair was
fun to
terrible.
dress up like 80s hair
We had a great So what do you got to say to Tori right now, huh?
That makes my point. That was horrendous.
Everyone here is pumped up. All right, guys. Bear claw. Get in there. Don't be afraid to get dirty, yeah?
Okay, I'm in here.
The burrito brings it out of me. Let's get after it.
Get into it.
Happy National Burrito Day!
Welcome back to DBL. We have one funny moment.
Yeah, we
from
did it.
earlier.
We
Let's
did
see what
it.
it is.
It's gonna be a good night. Happy Friday.
Yeah,
Let us know what you
baby.
think, DBL Nation.
It's
gonna be a good night. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Oh my God.
There's our disco queen.
And the outfit is perfect
See,
for
you
that.
don't need Alan, Jeff. Just kidding. We love you guys. It's Female Friday up in here.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Be safe.
Good show, guys. So in case you were wondering where Jeff and Al were, except that what's crazy is no one asked. Yeah! No, I'm just kidding around. Jeff is actually in Chicago with his family, with his mom and dad, so that's totally acceptable. They're dealing with the new upcoming baby and having fun, so we wish him well. Al is doing something because he's a famous stand-up comic and he's a very busy person and he has contractual obligations and has to keep being a famous comic. So Al's off, but they're sending you guys their love. But it is wonderful to have an all-female Friday. It's the first time it's ever happened, and although we have differing opinions, we were told let's try not to speak over one another too much. That's a fair thing to say for us, because we gab. So take a look around. We're just going to show you a little behind the scenes. You've never seen Rena, I think. This is Rena. See her right here? She is the be-all and end-all in the control room, which I'm going to try and get us snuck into. She is the director of everything. She is the one that the buck stops with Rena. So it's so exciting because it's a female show, and then our female in the booth is handling it all. So enjoy, write us in your favorite female quote, your favorite female role model. I'll stop doing this because it's not 2001.
Thank you, Alexa.
Today on Daily Blast Live, Michelle Obama dishes on Donald Trump.
We thought it'd feel fun. We can eat candy all day and, stay up late.
What does that have to do with Trump? We'll explain. Plus, a new movie puts the Kennedy curse back in the headlines.
A dead body holds a lot of secrets. Those can be the difference between guilt and innocence.
Will Chappaquiddick change your mind about that fatal night? Brooklyn Raw MMA superstar Conor McGregor gone wild. What was he thinking? And what's cooking good looking? A pooch who's a pro in the kitchen. And it all starts right now.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Friday, and it's Female Friday here.
Yes!
Sorry, Al and Jeff. Let's get right to it. Speaking of powerful females, former First Lady Michelle Obama is criticizing President Trump. Speaking at the Simmons Leadership Conference in Boston, Michelle used a parenting metaphor to explain the president and his administration. Here's what she said.
It was sort of like having the good parent at home, the responsible parent, the one that told you to eat your carrots and go to bed on time. And now perhaps we have the other parent in the house. And we thought it'd feel fun. Maybe it feels fun to some for now because we can eat candy all day and, stay up late and not follow the rules.
Ooh, going with her metaphor, who's the better parent?
You know what feels fun is my tax cut. Sorry. Obviously, you know my answer. President Trump. Look at his children, first of all. We know that Barack Obama was smoking cigarettes and smoking weed. President Trump's kids are not stumbling out of nightclubs. They don't have mugshots. Malia Obama was seen underage drinking, playing that beer ping pong game, and smoking cigarettes. I mean, there's not even a contest here, now is there?
I mean, I think she was being a normal college student, and the thing about President Obama, when he talked about the smoking and the cigarettes, he admitted it. We didn't have to pin him down and get him to admit it.
Amen. Well, look at those children of Trump's, though.
However, and I will say, I will say, although they're not smoking or you haven't seen them, they are involved in some major, in the Mueller investigation, they are being looked at. And that is ethical reasoning for me to realize that maybe they weren't brought up.
Who's they?
Donald Trump Jr., Jared Kushner.
Jared Kushner is not a Trump.
He's in his administration.
Wait, are we talking about the administration or are we talking about the kids?
What I'm saying is you always say, you're saying that he raises his kids well. Yes, they might not be smoking, but there's other crime that they may have committed.
I mean, it's good. I will bet you $20 and a Big Mac that Donald Trump Jr. is not going to get in any trouble.
Okay, well, I'm just going to say in the words of Michelle Obama, you know, when they go low, we go high. So in this, I think we should...
That was Hillary, wasn't it?
No, that was Michelle Obama. Yeah. So in those words, I'm going to kind of stay away from the kids. I think we should say that. And just her as a U.S. citizen, she has the right to, even though she was married to a former president, as a constituent.
And also remember that
to have an opinion.
Remember that Trump said this: "I love chaos. It really is good. I like it. It's invigorating." So she wasn't saying anything crazy. He is that parent that is like that.
But Ivana has been very clear, and to President Trump's credit, he admitted multiple times in different publications and on Howard Stern that he did not raise the children. So I don't even know that this is an equal metaphor considering the parenting.
Ivanka was seen in a documentary living in Trump Tower under President Trump's roof when she was like 16, 17.
But that doesn't mean she was raised by him, just under.
Well, I'm just going by what President Trump himself had said, that he was more of the financial backer within the relationship.
Well, but I don't see Ivanka playing beer pong.
Well, I'll just say this, and we can continue on this note, but I just want to say our former First Lady, Michelle Obama, whenever she speaks at a forum or a group, it's always a little nugget that I take away, and I took away some good stuff from that, what she gave.
Yeah, that's a great button to end on. And we're finally hearing, speaking of President Trump, we're finally hearing from President Trump on the Stormy Daniels scandal. The president on board Air Force One was asked the question by a reporter. Here's how it all happened.
Do you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels? Why did Michael Cohen make it if there was no truth or allegation?
Well, you have to ask Michael Cohen. Michael's my attorney, and you'll have to ask Michael.
Do you know where he got the money to make that payment?
No, I don't know.
Ooh, he has been very tight-lipped on this matter until now.
No tweets. No tweets.
Nothing. So instead of talking about Trump himself, I mean, because clearly
he was backed in a corner, literally.
But he still could have said no comment. But
has he ever said that?
Well, he hasn't spoken on Stormy at all.
I know. So let's make this personal, since we just did a whole 6 minutes on Trump. Have you ever been in that position where you said something and then you're like, and then you want to take it back?
Yes, and I came up with a motto from it. It's called one and done, meaning that if you're my girlfriend and it's something you need to know, I'll tell you one time and then I'm done. And it was a girlfriend of mine that was engaged at the time, but she went on a family reunion. It was a cruise, and I saw her fiance with another chick that he had been supposedly being with. When she came back, I told her, and they still got married. They're not together now, but it was made our friendship a little rocky at that time. Because I think she was a little more embarrassed than anything, and she's like, I'm back with this guy. But yeah, one and done. One and done, ladies.
What about you, Tori?
Same situation, but it was a guy friend, and I was at a party with him, and I looked at him, and I said, you will not end up well with this woman. He was marrying a woman, and he looked at me, and he said, thank you for your advice, and they broke up 6 months later. But it could have backfired. So one and done is a good rule, Evie. That is a good rule.
My best girlfriend, Jessica, hi Jess, I hope you're watching. She's probably not, she's working very hard. But she likes this boy, this man, and she's like, he did this and he did that. I said, wait a minute, I think you're being a little cuckoo here. He's done this right, he's a nice guy. She said, wait a minute, whose side are you on? And then gets mad at me. But eventually, once she had time to cool down and think, she realized, Erin's here to give me the right advice.
But would you do it again?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how we will tell our girlfriends about what they need to do, but guys, I'm not going to generalize, but more times than not, they'll stay out of it.
They do.
Yeah.
You're right.
Always.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's a good generalization now.
Right.
Yeah.
Our nurturing spirit.
Yes.
Okay. And the trailer, speaking of nurturing, ooh, I can't wait to nurture the heck out of this movie. The trailer for Harry and Meghan, A Royal Romance, is, I don't even know what that means. It's out, and it's winning over some viewers. We'll leave it up to you. Take a look.
Peter Pan can't stay Neverland forever. A marriage isn't so bad. There goes my heart. And Meghan.
Harry, you look lovely.
She's American. She's divorced.
Is it true about you and Prince Harry?
Are you ready for this?
She makes me happy, so to hell with tradition.
Oh boy.
Harry and Meghan, A Royal Romance, premieres May 13th on Lifetime. I will be watching.
And you know how I feel about my Lifetime movies.
You love them as much as I do?
You like Hallmark.
No, I like Lifetime too. We're on the same boat.
Oh,
yes,
girl, let's watch it together.
Yeah, let's sail off and into the sunset on that boat.
You know what I mean? I love it.
What's up with you two?
I love me a Ginger. That Prince Harry looks pretty cute in there. Doesn't he look like Justin Timberlake?
He does.
He did kind of.
It seems cheesy. I'm not a Lifetime person.
The cheesier, the better.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You think it's cheesy, but you love to talk about the royals.
I do, but that's cheesy, and I accept that.
You know I'm going to make you watch.
I know. I was like, dang, I'm going to be invited to Sam, and all of a sudden it's on. What the heck is this?
We all know that Meghan Merkel was trying to land this prince any way she could.
I don't know if that's true.
No, I think he's head over heels for her. Yeah.
I think it's a scam.
We'll talk in the break about this one.
Yeah, stay tuned. Okay, we're following a developing story right now about UFC fighter Conor McGregor. As you can see here, he was led out, look at the video, he was led out of Brooklyn Police Station this morning in handcuffs. On his way to court, he was arrested for attacking a UFC bus. TMZ has the shocking footage. Take a look. Wow, and he was arrested for misdemeanor assault and felony criminal mischief. Here is what UFC President Dana White had to say about the attack.
This is the most disgusting thing that has ever happened in the history of the company. He's going to be sued beyond belief, and this was a real bad career move for him. But we as an organization need to make sure that this never happens again.
And this just in, the court is allowing McGregor to fly home to Ireland. And guess what the bail is?
Is it not a lot?
50 grand, which is $1 to me.
My God.
Like literally, because he just made $100 million.
It was smart that they made him fly home and not take the bus.
I have to think about that one. That is a good one. But you're right. I am hearing also sources saying, an NYPD source saying McGregor's very close with the cops on the force, and he was seen shadow boxing with them, waiting his arraignment. So there's no remorse here.
No, Dana White said in his text, they were texting, and he said this guy is justifying it, and he's not remorseful.
Wow. And he's going to face a lot of lawsuits, which means money out of his pocket. And by the way, he could go to jail for this.
Oh, yeah, it's criminal.
Yeah.
We are live. Let's get right to digital producer Kelly Schuberth because Kelly has a breaking news fast blast.
Yeah, guys, happening right now on Wall Street. Stocks are plunging as we're less than an hour away from closing bell. I've been watching the New York Stock Exchange live board, and right now the Dow is down more than 727 points after plunging more than 760 points just minutes ago. This comes just hours after the president said he was considering $100 billion in additional tariffs against China. I'll keep watching the markets and bring you an update after the closing bell.
Man, that's depressing.
You know, I cover this stuff a lot, and what you notice is that the headlines are tied to the stock market, and it's a lot of volatility, but it doesn't usually last for very long.
But if we have a tariff war with China, it's going to continue to plummet. That's what just makes me nervous.
Got to follow the headlines.
Right.
All right. Well, John Legend dropped a new song and music video today, so let's get a live
bring it
for
up.
that.
Let's bring it up.
Bring it up. Just in time for the weekend. Erica Cobb has your first look coming in hot.
That's right. A new disco-infused song, A Good Night, is sure to be your Friday pick-me-up. Check it out.
Everything's gonna be alright. I think I just met my wife.
It's going to be a good night. Happy Friday, and let us know what you think, DBL Nation.
Oh, Erica, I'm not letting you get away without doing your Friday dance right now.
Do it.
Keep the camera on Erica. Do it.
You know me. You could have just asked once. It's Friday.
That's all we needed. Do you want to own a piece of Russell Crowe's past? We'll tell you how. Plus, the secret gross out factor that will make you never want to try on clothes at a department store again. One pampered princess you won't believe who Beyonce and Jay-Z hired for Blue Ivy. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. Next, we share your comments live about a story getting a ton of buzz online. Stay tuned.
All right, we got some. Oh, go ahead, my love.
Oh, is this for me or for you or for
No,
both?
for you.
So I don't know what. I know. Look at the shimmer. We're still obsessing over this. So I think this John Legend song is good. I'm going to see what DBL Nation thinks.
I like it too. And guys, I have a question here. Is there any song that doesn't start with like "It's gonna be a good night"? Like
That you
what's that
don't
song
love?
of Black Eyed Peas?
Tonight's gonna be a
Good night. Like I'm excited. They're telling me it's
It's not
gonna
the
be.
rhythm, but it's okay.
Okay. Tonight is going to be a good night. A good night.
Some white girl.
Some white girl.
We're doing the white
My
girl.
mother used to turn everything into like falsetto soprano. She'll be cleaning up.
Oh, you did.
She'll be
That's
like,
funny.
it's my prerogative. I can do what I want to do. It's my prerogative. Love you, Mom.
Oh, that's so cute. What was your mother's name?
Miriam.
Miriam. That's incredible. Miriam, we're thinking of you.
No. I-A-N. Isn't that like
Miriam.
Jewish almost?
Yeah, Miriam is a very strong female in the Bible for the Old Testament, but Miriam, I think, is also in there.
Right.
I should know more about the Old Testament. I only studied it for a long period of time.
All right, I just tweeted, y'all. Let me know what you think of John Legend's new song. I love it. Even though Christy Teigen and I don't get along politically, it's okay.
Oh, there you go. You like to dance to it? All right, Charles McGee is saying, I like one and done. Thanks, Ebony. It is. That's your dad. Oh my God, that's Charles McGee. Of course it is. DVL is a wonderful show. Go DVL. That is Ebony's papa. We say hello, sir. Come say hi. Hi, Charles. Mr. Chuck or Mr. McGee, we love your daughter.
Yes, we do.
Rebecca Ballard, thanks to Erin for standing up for what's right. However, we also have is that Burnetta. I enjoyed the show until she showed up. We go back and forth on this show.
That's a good thing.
It's a great thing.
Thick skin.
She does, and it looks glowy, which we'll talk about later. Ronald Cerny says Dems and Republicans are the cancer eating the core of this country's prosperity. Vote different. Vote Libertarian or Green or anything but D or R. And she and I could not be more on farther sides, but we both agree on this. It doesn't
work.
It's very
difficult.
difficult.
This is a two-party system we live in.
And if you want to make a third party, we've got to really niche it out, because right now you're just going to take one from the other.
But there's a new movie coming out about the swamp, they're calling it, and it's just saying how whether you're Democrat or Republican, it's like they don't want any new blood anyway. They both agree on that.
Interesting.
It's really, really, really sketchy up in there, no matter what side you're on. The whole place is a swamp.
You know it's a real swamp, DC. We're built on.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live, the only live show that covers trending stories live, no matter where you're watching. Now here's a story that has you talking. Should Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson marry his pregnant girlfriend for his kids' sake? Yes, according to an op-ed in USA Today, the article says that cohabitating couples in Hollywood present a glamorous yet unrealistic view of unmarried family life. So should Dwayne put a ring on it? Let's get to your comments. Take it away, Sam Shocker.
Thank you so much, Erica. Let's get right to your comments. Gina Doherty Real writes, I'm sure I'll be misunderstood and belittled for this, but I believe it's selfish to not have a marriage and bring children into the world without a mom and a dad there to raise them together. First of all, this is a safe space. I hope that you never feel like that you're going to be belittled for your opinion, because here at DBL, we love to welcome all sorts of opinions and then have a really great discussion about it.
But I think both of the parents are in it together to back up her comment.
It's just whether or not they should go the extra mile and get the.
And to be honest, the divorce rate is over 50%. How much is that a guarantee that they're going to stay together? Much less this.
I hate to make it boring, but legally it does help to be married in terms of making decisions in hospitals and filing income taxes and things like that.
Right. And Cindy Mullins writes, babies are precious. Ooh, marriage is not. What do you think, Abby?
I am very traditional. You know, I'm a Christian, very traditional in the way that I was brought up. And I think that it's just better, or to at least try for a husband and wife to be married and then have children together. I think that because it can start something that can be generational if you see that as being the opposite side. And a lot of single mothers, big shout out to you out there, because there are a lot of single mothers out there that are forced to be single and they have to struggle. And I'm not going to forget about the single dads too. So I just think that family cohesiveness in a traditional way is the way I would want to live my life.
And Kathy Critter Pick says, if marriage is irrelevant, then why did the LGBT community fight so hard to get this right?
I got you.
Hashtag things that make you go,
Okay, I'll make you go, The reason is because if you were with a partner for 50 years and that person was in the hospital and they were dying, you had no legal right to sit with them and compassionately work with them. They wanted the same rights as we do. So
everybody should be allowed to be as miserable as married people.
It's a human rights issue.
And to be honest, my best friend just had a baby with her wife. They couldn't get the IVF fertilization. So there's a lot of reasons legally that it makes sense.
I just think everybody is responsible for their own happiness, and whatever you decide, that's your choice.
Right. And like I said, I don't know if you heard me, everybody deserves to be as miserable as married people. I'm kidding.
Your husband may be watching. We are live. Digital producer Raquel Villanueva with news at the moment.
Well, right now, country fans, a new Kenny Chesney track is out today, and we have your first listen. Get Along is the first song off his upcoming album. It's about compassion and the little things we can do in the world to make a difference. And it's going to be a busy year for the country music star. His stadium tour kicks off April 21st.
Woo, thanks, Raquel. Erica, what's coming up on DBL?
The new movie that brings up old memories about the late Ted Kennedy. What really happened down at Chippewa? And next, Al Jackson rates the week's viral videos. If you need laughter to get your weekend started right, don't go away.
I don't know.
So people are asking. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. Okay. Yep. Thank you, Rory.
Okay, thank you. We have really quick. Brooks69 says, "What about the shooting at YouTube? I guess she didn't use an assault rifle and she's not white. Come on, this is why they're talking about fake news. Where is this story?" Just so you know, Brooke, we covered that extensively the second it broke. The good thing here at DBL is we are absolutely 100% live. We went to Kelly, we went through it, and we spent almost 2 days covering that story, going into her whereabouts and what happened in the background. And so I just want you to be clear, we did cover that. We would never not cover something like that due to race or anything like that. We just happened to move very, very quickly because we are a live show, so things move very quickly. But if we ever get any more information, even if she's arraigned and brought to the court, Kelly will bring us that information immediately. So I want you to know we're totally on it, and we won't forget any shooting because all of that is important. So I wanted to reach out to you guys. Tammy Gibson agrees with Ebony. Exactly. Everybody's responsible for their own happiness with whatever you want. Brooke wrote me back. See, this is why you get this real life. Look at us having a conversation. She wrote, it wasn't covered like the Florida shooting, but I do commend you for replying. That is very cool. We will always reply. The Florida shooting was so, 33 people were shot, 17 killed, children, and it started a national and global movement, and I think that's why we were doing that. I think YouTube is still in the early stages, so we'll see more about that. But I really appreciate you writing back.
I got a heartwarming tweet.
Let's hear it.
Thank God it's your last day on Daily Blast Live. Otherwise, oh, by the way, thank you, Susan Smith. Thank God it's your last day on Daily Blast Live. Otherwise, I would have to give up the show for good. My first post ever, but feel strongly about it. Go back to Fox News. Thank you, Susan. I'll see you next week back here on Daily Blast Live. They decided to keep me around. I'm kidding. Heartwarming.
But yeah, and what's great about it on DBL2, Brooke69, is you're allowed to say anything you want, and we have discourse, and that's what's great about our country.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. It's Friday, everybody, so that could only mean one thing. It's time to rate this video with comedian Al Jackson.
I love this thing. Love Friday.
I love it. You ready to get right to it, man? Yeah. All right, let's go. The weekend's around the corner. This family dog isn't the only one that gets scraps off the table. Al, watch this.
Just give her one little piece, just to
give
show
her a little bit.
Give Peanut one little piece of ham, one last piece.
That was very strange. I think he's gone from the hungry uncle to the creepy uncle, and because of that, he gets 3.5 Al emojis. Let's go to the next one.
Not bad for a creepy uncle. All right. It's Friday, and this furry friend has been cruising through the week. Enjoy.
Jeff, what's going on with these teenagers? All they want to do is hang out and skateboard. Not like in my day where dogs would walk 12 miles to school in the snow. But you know what? I really respect this dog. It's got a good technique. It was pretty good in the half pipe. And because of that, it gets 3 Al mind blown emojis. Let's go to the next one.
Not bad, not bad. All right, up next, a dog has mastered the commands. You know, Al, sit, stay, and prepare dinner. What? Watch.
All right, now, I like this dog for several reasons. Not only is he keeping the beat, but you know what he has, Jeff? A hairnet. And in this day and age, you know, you can never be too safe. This dog is healthy, it's safe, and he's got good, healthy, crisp ingredients, just like Gordon Ramsay. And because of that, he gets 2.5 Al sunglasses emojis. Let's go to the last one.
Even with fresh ingredients, 2.5. All right, the master's in full swing, and all this little guy wants to do is play through. But his dog won't get out of the fairway.
Jeff, we've all been here before. Dog stuck on the tee. You know what? But I like, because this kid, when he yells 4, he's actually talking about his age. And because of that, he gets 4. Heart eye, Al's emoji. Well done, little man. You win the week.
You win the week. There it is, everybody. That's Rate This Video. This is comedian Al Jackson.
Yes, boys. Russell Crowe is back on the market, and so is a bunch of his stuff. Erica has the details coming in hot.
That's right, Sam, and this doesn't seem bitter at all. Ever dreamed of owning Russell Crowe's jockstrap? The actor has curated an auction titled The Art of Divorce, and it consists of over 200 items handpicked by Crowe following his divorce from Danielle Spencer. If you're a Gladiator fan, you can get your hands on this body armor when Crowe played Maximus. Also up for grabs, in his Les Mis costume, a black wool jacket and trousers with silver detailing. And here's the famous jockstrap featured in Cinderella Man. That could be a nice living room accent piece. Here's hoping the next owner of these items aren't as angst as Russell Crowe. You can find all 227 items up for auction on Sotheby'sAustralia.com.
Well, there you go.
I hope the jockstrap money goes to charity.
I hope it's cleaned. Most of us only dream of having a personal shopper, but dreams do come true if you're Blue Ivy. We'll tell you who else Bey and Jay hired for their daughter. And Rihanna's Fenty Beauty Body Lava is out today. Look at it. This product is a must-have for spring and might be sold out already. But don't worry, we have it right here on DBL. We'll show you that next.
Wow.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Hey everyone, it's Connor Ashley from the digital team. So if you're new to us here, we always keep you guys up to date on the latest trending stories during the commercial breaks. And this is trending right now from bustle.com. Birkenstock, well, the popular sandal and shoe company, they're coming out with their own skincare line. Now, as you can see here, the designs are very similar. They bring in that cork element that you see in their typical Birkenstock sandals, but it's all natural, all organic, and that's sort of what they're promoting right now. They have an entire line here. It's for men and for women. They will have 6 different categories, including like moisturizer, toner, different things like that. The full details haven't been released yet on pricing or release date, but I will keep you guys up to date on all of that stuff. But what do you guys think? Do you think it's interesting that a retail shoe company is getting into the skincare line? That seems like a pretty far jump in my opinion, but let me know what you guys think, and let me know if you guys would try out this Birkenstock skincare. Alrighty, Kelly?
Well, as much as we want to bring you the coolest products, we also want to bring you the best freebies. So today is actually Dunkin' Donuts Cold Brew Coffee Freebie Day. So they're promoting their cold brew coffee tastings, and it's happening from 12 to 4. And I don't know about you guys, but we are here in Denver, and it's getting close to that. So if you want some cold brew coffee, stop by Dunkin' Donuts and ask for a free tasting, and also let us know how it tastes, because that sounds really good right now. All right, well, good. See you guys in the next break.
Do you guys hear that? Do you guys hear that? It's the sound of the internet buzzing. Oh, what are they buzzing about? Well, we've got the hottest items that everybody wants in this edition of DBL Obsessed. Target always ranks high on our obsession chart, but their new collaboration with Hunter is taking it to a whole new level. The collab features not only the iconic rain boots, but includes cool accessories like a backpack that doubles as a cooler and fanny packs in bright colors. Most of the items are under $30 and will be available on April 14th. Who doesn't love a good pair of leggings? Hello! Kira Grace Seva Black Onyx leggings have a cult following and sell out quickly. They're currently on the 3rd restock. Why are they so awesome? High waist? Check. Lightweight? Check. And most importantly, 100% of the profits go to charity to help end human trafficking. Not too shabby. Body Glitter is getting a Rihanna makeover. Fenty Beauty Body Lava is out today. It's the latest offering from Rihanna's beauty line. This gel-based body illuminator is designed to give you a bronzed, glimmering glow. It does for your body what highlighter does for your cheekbones. Obsessed much? Yeah. Yeah, guys,
Yes.
so we actually got our hands on it. Someone was there at 10 a.m. at Sephora. This is going to sell out. The title of this one is, Who Needs Clothes?
Wait, can you do my chest real quick?
Okay, yeah. So you put it on here, and you're just going to go like this.
Whoa.
Do you guys see it? Looks like she's just glowing with
I'm glowing.
With perfection.
Oh, my goodness.
Do you see that?
Rihanna doesn't ever make a mistake, hardly.
Never. Chris Brown, that was really
Coming up on Daily Blast Live, Ted Kennedy's deadly drama on the big screen for the first time. Will ghosts of the past come back to haunt the Kennedy family?
No, what Rory just said to me. Should we'll all remember the day Sam said, "Do my chest, please."
It looks gorgeous on you.
Does it?
Yeah. So hey guys, we are here with Dre. He is our makeup artist, Dre. He is. I wear body blur. I'm gonna just show you guys a little bit.
Show them legs,
It's like a
honey.
foundation, but this has the glitter.
Yes.
So where should someone wear this?
This is actually beautiful for your face and body, technically. So a lot of people can use this as a primer too for your face.
What?
Yes, this can also be utilized as a face primer, or it can be used as your
And it
face
smells
highlight.
good.
Because the brush is actually
Yeah, it
labeled
smells
as your
great.
face and body brush as
It's a
well.
little
It's a face
kabuki
and body
brush.
kabuki brush.
That's right.
It has a little bit more of that slant, so you can get more into contoured areas as well. So you can really dive into the contour of the cheeks.
Could you use
too.
it as a highlighter?
Yeah, you could totally use this for a face highlighter as well. And they do come in 2 tones. I was actually saying on the last hour it only comes in 1. It comes in desert bronze, I believe, as well, which is going to be a hair deeper. Yes, for
Yeah,
deeper.
she was putting that on herself.
But
desert
you can
bronze.
use this for. I feel like this one is like universal.
have it on
we
me
put this
too.
on.
Yeah, look at the
so
different skin tones. So it just gives you that like a little bit of a glowy, and it looks good on
I'm a
camera.
brown. Yeah, it looks beautiful on camera. I wouldn't do this for face on camera because you're gonna look very, very shiny, and then it can look like sweat, X, Y, and Z. But for body, it blurs out for like scarring or hyperpigmentation very easily. For a night out, it's really gorgeous. Too, on the décolleté. Yeah, and you can mix it into your foundation as well. That's another thing. If you
give
feel
it a
like your
little more
foundation is too matte, or if you want a little bit more coverage for that warmer tone too, you can blend it in for more of that overall glow as well.
How do you know everything? I know.
Well, I used to be a beauty consultant. Years of experience.
So
little
guys,
esthetician.
I think it's 59. Is it 59?
$59,
$59.
42, I believe, for the brush. There is also a powder puff we didn't actually get to. The powder puff actually has glitter in the powder too, or in the puff itself. We can't share that beyond people because it's a little bacterial based, but it's also really gorgeous for $42 too.
And guys, even if it's just the legs, like I won't do glitter anywhere else.
Sephora.
You just put it on your legs and get that little glow.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be sold out immediately, guys.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Let's get right to it. It's been nearly half a century since the course of American history changed in an instant at Chappaquiddick when then-Senator Ted Kennedy drove off a bridge, killing Mary Jo Kopechne. Thank you very much. A young speechwriter. Now a new movie tells the story to a young generation. Watch.
It was an accident. I was driving.
A story like this could dominate the headlines for weeks.
Chief, we got a body.
A dead body holds a lot of secrets. Those can be the difference between guilt and innocence. So we need to be in control of them.
There's not a lot of senators that are charged with manslaughter that go on to become president.
Moses had a temper. Peter betrayed Jesus. I have Chappaquiddick.
Moses had a temper, but he never left a girl at the bottom of the Red Sea.
Oof. Wow, so this is pretty heavy. If a lot of people actually at DB, I'm not going to call them out by names, didn't know the story of Chappaquiddick, and it's a really hard story. It's why the Kennedy legacy didn't continue for Ted Kennedy. He couldn't run for president. But this is very much in the Mary Jo family. They helped allow this to go forward, and it's very centered around her. So we don't know all the facts are real. For instance, we do know that he didn't call the cops until 10 hours after the crash. What they show in the movie is her staying alive in an air pocket for hours and praying, which is horrible, but
how do they know that?
Exactly. Then they said she could have been alive for up to about 3 hours. So the Kopechnes are very happy with this. It's a strong character assassination on Ted Kennedy, which some people might say is fair.
Is that fair, considering that they are marketing this movie as an expose okay? And that it's a tell-all true story of this big controversy. But I was reading some of the criticism from critics saying there's a moment where you see the father, Joe Kennedy, whisper, alibi, remember your alibi, when in reality at that time he was so debilitated by a stroke. So is that legal to do that?
I mean, they're not marketing this as a factual piece of history.
They are. They're saying that this is a tell-all. A tell-all.
Well, as long as you have certain resources to back it up, I think you can say anything. And the other issue now is, not to get too legal schmeagle, but every one of these people in the movie are public figures, and the standard to even bother with slander and libel is just... But you were saying something about Ted Kennedy's legacy. He was in the Senate for
well, he was the lion of the Senate.
He died a revered and respected man in spite of all of this, and there were allegations.
Well, he's very remorseful. I think that does help. It does when you have somebody that doesn't justify the behavior and is remorseful.
But is open about it.
We thought that he wasn't remorseful.
In the movie, they're painting it that he was not remorseful. In real life, many people have come forward, and there's even documentation of it, of him saying how remorseful he was.
And there were allegations that he was drinking. We don't know for sure, but there were allegations on the night of this incident that he was inebriated. So this is not really a good look.
Right. And I just say, when we look at movies like this, I think it's always for our own interpretation, because they're doing it. I mean, how many movies have there been about Tupac and Biggie? Yep. You know, you take your little pieces and you kind of make your own decision from there.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
But make sure to just know movies aren't the truth. Let's just make that sure. They might be stuff that is exaggerated for movie's sake. There you go.
And Beyonce and Jay-Z's daughter, Blue Ivy, has this buzzing today. Turns out the 6-year-old, you guys, has a personal stylist and a shopper, because why wouldn't she? She's Blue Ivy. But, you know, I'm with DBL Nation. I was reading a lot of your comments, and you guys were saying, is this a good thing? No matter how much money you have, is that a good thing to spoil a kid to the point where it might make them not value hard-earned money later on?
Well, I think, and you know how I am about counting people's money and what they do with it, but I think sometimes these celebrities, it's not to them like they're spending a lot of money. You know, if you make $20,000 a year, you're going to live within those means. Then $80,000. Then if it keeps going, and then also sometimes, and I've heard this from people that may be, you know, affluential, and they don't get to spend as much time with their children, and they feel a little guilt about that, so they may do a little bit more. And then I don't remember if you remember when Blue Ivy was young, Beyonce used to wear her hair natural, have her hair fixed naturally in like an afro, and she got a lot of flack for that. She was like, well, how's your hair fly all the time? And Blue Ivy's hair is looking crazy in an afro. So that may have something to do with it too.
I just honestly think this is what you always say, apples and unicorns. Blue Ivy is not anyone's kid. This is Beyonce and Jay-Z. She's part of their brand. They have a fashion line. I'm sure she'll grow up to love fashion, to be part of fashion. I was very lucky to grow up with some money in DC. I was taught extremely hard work ethic, but I did have help with a stylist from my mom, and guess what? Those people came to my wedding. The manicures. I mean, you treat those people with respect, and you also learn and how lucky you are that your parents worked that hard, and I'm trying to work hard so I can also make them proud of me. So I don't think it has to be a spoiled thing. I was raised well off.
But I wonder if you're
and
I can definitely vouch that you have hard work ethic. You're humble despite your privileged upbringing. However, is she the exception? I don't know, because I didn't grow up that way. I don't know.
I mean, I would tend to think so. What does she have to look forward to on her 21st birthday? What's going to be the dangling carrot or the incentive for her to get a job and work 9 to 5?
She knew Ivy. But she can still do that. That doesn't mean that she, I mean, even seeing her
she'll be motivated. The motivation, I'm saying the dangling carrot, what is going to be her inspiration to work hard? You know, you're getting up early and staying at work late, busting your hump.
Hustle comes from you want to be able to provide for yourself, but if you're already being provided for.
I was provided for, and I worked my tushy off at an ice cream. I disagree. Well, maybe I am, but I say a lot of people out there that are raised well with parents that want to treat them well because they worked that hard. My parents were dirt poor. They were self-made people, and they showed me the value of money. I worked at an ice cream store cleaning up vomit before I got this job. So it doesn't necessarily mean one causes the other. I just want to speak carefully.
Why are we vomiting at an ice cream store?
Because it was we were outside of Vanderpump pump. So people, the Vanderpump
rules
and pump.
Oh,
we were right across the street. They'd come over, get their ice cream, throw up, and I would clean it.
Okay.
Now that's a reality show.
No.
Go ahead.
Regional producer Raquel Villanueva with news at the moment.
Well, right now, Kate Hudson has a big announcement. Take a look.
We'll do it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh!
She is having a girl with her boyfriend, Danny Fujikawa. You also saw her 2 sons in the video helping reveal the big news. First trimester sickness kept her off social media, but she's happy to be back now and excited to have her first girl.
And girl, Did you have first trimester sickness?
Not really. I was lucky.
Oh, it's the worst.
That's why I'm not pregnant. I'm so
Honey,
scared.
you got a flu.
Oh,
I had a flu for about 14 weeks, it feels like.
Really?
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Girls make you sick. Like they say, no one can make you sick like your daughter.
Because it's the double estrogen.
Yeah.
That's what they say. I don't know if it's proven.
If I get pregnant at this age, I'm going to sit like this for 9 months.
I was too busy eating French fries for like 9 months straight.
I'm not moving.
Well, I'll do it because of that.
Yeah. When you buy a new piece of clothing, what's the first thing you do? If you're like us, you probably take off the tags and wear it right away, like this blouse I'm wearing. But a new study from a microbiologist at NYU finds that the clothes straight from the store are incredibly dirty because of all the people who try it on. Before we chime in, DBL Nation, do you wash your clothes before wearing them? And it's not only the people trying it on, it's the fact that they just came from a factory, sometimes in China.
They've been packed in boxes.
Are you really going to wash your clothes before wearing them?
I do Sophie's clothes, mine not so much.
I think about that even sometimes with bedding and sheets.
I always wash the sheets. No, I wash my sheets. I wash the sheets.
So then what's the difference between, I'm with you, but what's the difference between washing the sheets and then clothes you're wearing all day long?
I guess it's just sheets aren't that, you don't launder them as much, so I don't have to take care of it as much.
And sheets come in like a clean packaging, like sterile.
A lot of the times clothes do too, though.
Yeah, but I guess when you first buy clothes and you put them on, new clothes, you feel good.
Yeah.
When you wash them, of course they're clean, but they don't feel like fresh, like they're brand new.
And it's like that new car smell for your body.
And if it's like sweats or a sweatshirt, I feel like, or pajamas, I wash it. But like a nice blouse like this, what am I supposed to do? Take it to the dry cleaner?
Yeah, who has the time for this? Also, antibodies are okay. Let's not over sanitize people.
Germs are good for you.
Were you doing a commercial just
No, but I did just realize I was talking about vomit, so I shouldn't be talking about sanitation.
All right. We got to move on because it's Friday and it's time to talk about sex. That's right. And today it's all about sex on a plane.
Oh, boy.
Not snakes on a plane, sex on a plane. A new study of 12,000 frequent flyers finds that 78% of people want to join the Mile High Club, but only 5% have actually done the deed. And before we dish, DBL Nation, we need you to weigh in on this. Are you a Mile High Club member? I think it sounds dirty.
Just horrible.
78% of people said they want to have sex on a plane. That means 78% of people haven't ever been on an airplane. Because it is disgusting. It is the grossest place on earth.
Ebony, you seem awfully quiet over there.
Oh, Ebony, I can see Ebony being freaky deaky in the friendly skies.
Ebony, I feel like you're a member of the Mile High Club.
No, what you gotta say, Tor? I'm not, but it does seem interesting, and I think that when you think about people that may have a very, I won't even say intense sex life, I think they think about, ooh, different places that you could do it. I could see that being on a plane, but it's so many, I mean, just all of those allergens, just everything floating around.
Not only that, it's tiny. How do you stretch with a yoga downward dog? I can't get into any.
Well, actually, you just,
it's so gross. But you still didn't answer the question.
Do you think if Jeff and Al were here that they would be all about like, yeah, I want to join the Mile High Club?
No, Jeff is fussy. Al would. Jeff is fussy.
Al's probably doing it right now.
Al would just sit there and look like this.
Yeah, that's Al.
And DBL Nation, 62% say no, ew. We're right there with you. We all agree, finally, yes. Now it's time for our top feel-good stories of the day. Erica Cobb, you have all the videos that are making DBL Nation smile, and Ebony still never answered the question.
Well, you guys are all part of the Mile High Club because we live at 5280 at altitude. So there you go. Crazy video you just got to see. Watch as this bald eagle decides to make his perch on Seattle Mariners pitcher James Paxton right before the game on Thursday. The Mariners didn't win, and Paxton says the bird must have known he was Canadian when he came for him. And a new album is changing the lyrics of wedding dance classics to be more inclusive of the LGBTQ community. And it has some major star power behind it. Check out Bob Dylan's take on He's Funny That Way.
I've got a man crazy for me. He's funny that way.
Nothing funny about how beautiful that sounds. And the Houston Rockets dance cam always captures incredible moves, but when one usher decides to let loose, no one can handle it. Watch.
Even you, sir, you can ride with us.
I'm sure he had no problem getting a date after that game, and she probably bought the popcorn too. Coming up on Daily Blast Live, taxes are due in less than 2 weeks, but that's not stopping scammers. An IRS alert you need to know. Plus, a war veteran's heroic comeback. Now how he's using fashion to forge a new life after the battlefield. And next, we put your pop culture trivia to the test. It's our DBL Trivia Showdown. Go to dblvote.com to see if you can beat our hosts.
Sorry, I'm showing her internet memes. That's hilarious, guys. Someone wrote in, this is very smart, Tara Merritt. She wrote, Mile High Club, no logistics, people. And that's what I meant. Yes. There's got to be a lot of thought beforehand. What kind of yoga pants are you wearing? There's just so much going on. I wanted to address something that this is very important. The original Orc Dupe, which is a phenomenal name, by the way, just wrote in and says, it's good to know that this is a safe space. Sometimes I get worried to speak, and I really want to emphasize this comment. Sam said, again, this is a safe space. You guys are allowed to say whatever you want. You could not be in a more accepting environment in terms of mental health, sexual orientation, any type of person you are, Republican, conservative, liberal, anything you are, gender fluid. The idea of this show is that you have a voice. There are 4 of us here. You are the 5th host. We mean that sincerely. So if you've never written in for fear that your opinion might hurt someone's feelings, trust us. We got thick skin and it's glowing because she's wearing the beautiful Fenty Beauty. Not just sweating. So we want to thank you for writing that in. We can't explain to you. And just so you know, this is where we have our morning meetings, if you can show Chris. And we call that ourselves the safe space because any host and producer or crew member is allowed to say whatever they want. The idea is opinions are real here. No one's telling us what to say. And we really want to hear from you. We think in media, a lot of people don't have their voices heard anymore. It's either one side or the other. And we're trying to be that show that's interactive, that lets you actually have a voice. So thanks for writing in. I just really wanted to emphasize that point. That's why I love the show so much. Thanks, guys.
Sorry, I'm tweeting.
It's Friday, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for DBL Trivia Showdown. This week in pop culture. Today's showdown is between, to my right, she's the moderating mama. Not only does she do it here, but she does it at home to little Sophie. That's no shocker, but she is Sam Shocker. And to my left, she's the media maven, radio girl. She'll steal your heart, but not your wallet. It's Ebony Steele. And of course, all of you, the viewers at home, to play along, go to dblvote.com and tap Vote Now. Questions will appear on your device. And the winning viewer will win a hashtag DBL Genius t-shirt. So let's get it started.
Can we put the belt in the center?
Oh, yes, absolutely. We're going to make this fair. Positions, please, ladies. Question number 1. How many seasons did Fixer Upper run? Was it A, 3, B, 6, or C, 5? Sam Shocker.
You didn't even go for it. 6.
You're not fixing to break my knuckles.
That is incorrect. It was 5. No. The couple wrote on their blog, while we are confident that this is the right choice for us, it has for sure not been an easy thing to come to terms with. Moving on to question number 2. How did Meghan Markle return her wedding ring to her ex-husband? A, through a friend, B, left it on his porch, or C, mailed it back?
That's you,
Miss Ebony Steele.
She sent that through the USPS, the United States Postal Service.
I'm going to allow that, but she was technically in Canada. So 1-0, Ebony. Which actress said she's gaining weight for a new movie role? Is it A, Emma Stone, B, Anne Hathaway, or C, Scarlett Johansson? That would be Sam Shocker.
Anne Hathaway.
That is correct. The Oscar-winning actress posted, "I am gaining weight for a movie role. To all the people who are going to fat shame me in the upcoming months, it's not me, it's you." Question number 4. It's tied 1-1. Which rapper will co-host The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon on Monday? A, Cardi B, B, Nicki Minaj, or C, Missy Elliott?
Cardi B!
Sam, shocker. Let me announce you.
Cardi B.
It's Cardi B. Sam, 2-1. Question number 5. This week, restaurants across the country celebrated which national day? Was it A, National Burrito Day, B, National Pizza Day, or C, National Corn Dog Day?
Go, Ebony.
Ebony Steele.
I'll take B. I mean, not B. It's going to be A for the burrito.
She's right.
Yes, our very own two-man crew celebrated the day by visiting the original Chipotle. You can catch the full video on our Facebook and YouTube pages. We have a tie. That means a tiebreaker. All right, ladies, get ready. What year did burrito first appear in the Oxford English Dictionary?
1957.
Ebony Seal, your guess.
Bob, I'm going to say 1958.
Oh, you went one up on me?
1958 is the correct answer. No, you don't win anything.
The winner is Abby.
That's insane.
Sorry, I got really
you
excited.
3186. You are the winner, and I want to thank my mama, my grandmama.
You better play the lottery today.
Yes, you better. I am flabbergasted. We are live. Digital producer Raquel Villanueva has news at this moment.
Ebony, how did you know that? Well, right now it's tax season and there are some scams we want you to look out for. If you get a call from someone claiming to be with the IRS, be suspicious. Scammers are still calling you saying you owe the IRS money and you'll be arrested if you don't pay up. Don't believe it. Now they're also going after your refund, saying there's a mistake with your check or deposit and you need to send some of the money back. Don't fall for it and let the Better Business Bureau know. Just remember, the IRS will never call you by phone first. They always send letters.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they don't call like your 9th grade boyfriend.
Oh, somebody's
Jordan Stein.
Still not over it. Still ahead, an unlikely comeback story, why a war veteran fired up a sewing machine to cope with PTSD. It's a comeback you do not want to miss.
Magical moment. Why did you pick 1958?
She said 1957. I just went 1 year up.
Wow. The Price is Right moment. And why I said 1957 is beyond me.
Oh.
Well, you guys were close. Can I get a burrito? Or?
No, she was literally on top of it. You guys are writing in like crazy. I just got the IRS scam. It said Ladybird 41. Guys, the IRS, just be clear, never will make a phone call to you. Nigerian princes are not real. I'm just gonna. Bigfoot is fuzzy. That's the problem with him getting a picture taken, clearly. Well, they're real, but not the people trying to scam you for money. Sorry, you're absolutely right. There are real princes in Nigeria. She's absolutely right. I take that back. Oh, well, she knows the names. It's phenomenal. But don't think you should send them money. They have enough money. So, guys, everybody's writing in. Doesn't everyone wash their clothes before wearing them? They're super crispy before a wash. I like my clothes like my bacon, super crispy. I want to feel starchy. I want to feel a little preppy. So, does anyone out there wash their clothes? I had never heard of this.
Well, this is the thing about it, too. When we try on our clothes in the dressing room, we try them on for how they fit right there at that moment. So I'm thinking if you wash them, they may shrink or something. They might not be the same as if I wear them out tonight.
Absolutely. And you know, when you've got you curvy, like I am, when you shrink stuff, sometimes the curves don't fit in the right spots anymore. Does that make sense?
I don't believe that because I've worn this blouse 14 times, these pants 18, and I haven't washed them yet. I'm kidding.
Yes, my love.
Tori, they want you.
Yes, of course.
Right, okay, sorry. I'm like trying to multitask. Bye.
Today's comeback brings you the story of a veteran. Dwayne Topping served 9 years in the military and struggled readjusting to life when he returned home. But his comeback story might surprise you. Dwayne Topping, you enlisted in the Army, you did 3 tours in Iraq. There are obviously some things that you bring home more than memories, and you've talked openly about your PTSD.
That first 8 or 9 years in the Army broke me. I didn't realize it at the time, of course, because it's one of those demons that just sort of lurks in the darkness.
What was the biggest battle that you faced?
Without actually being in a combat zone and being in those circumstances, I couldn't turn that switch off. I was mad at everything and everybody. It was really a dark, dark place for me.
How did you change that switch into the better?
Literally came home one day and I told my wife, I said, hey, listen, I'm gonna teach myself to sew.
You turned to sewing as a solution for your PTSD.
It was a therapeutic. You know, a lot of people say, well, we'll find a hobby. And sewing was it for me. First fashion show we'd ever been doing, I thought, well, I'll make my wife a dress. And I think without that support from my wife, I wouldn't have been able to really think outside of the box and consider sewing.
So how many hours are you on the sewing machine?
I'll spend somewhere between 12 and 15 hours a day.
Now it's not only your passion, it's your purpose.
For me, it's more than the clothes. It's about the people who wear my clothes. We just completed Denver Fashion Week. We had a number of transgender models there to show them, hey, listen, you can be what you want to be.
I know that there are a lot of people who are sitting at home right now and they're looking at you and saying, yeah, I went through PTSD. What can you say to them to encourage them?
It's not just about can you take sewing and use that to combat PTSD. It's more about can a soldier come out of the Army and find their own way? And so ultimately it's just about finding your peace.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, and congratulations on earning your comeback. Dwayne's business, Topping Designs, has really taken off. He showed his work at New York Fashion Week, and celebrities have already started reaching out to him. And you know we love your viral videos. So that happened. Oh, I also have to say, he's making me an original. I had to brag. So anyway, we know you love your viral videos. The weekend is almost here, so grab that one friend who does everything with you and have some fun, just like these two.
Start your day the DBL way. Go to our website or Facebook page and subscribe to our free morning newsletter, The Breakfast Blast. It's delivered right to your inbox, and it gives you the latest headlines. Subscribe now and be in the know before your first cup of joe.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Can I do my celebratory? Yes. If you want to.
We're here at Ground Zero where it all started, the original Chipotle.
Where a revolution wrapped in tinfoil began?
The very place.
Well, let's get to it, man.
Let's do it.
Do you know what happens when you fry a burrito? It becomes a chimichanga. National Burrito Day. National Burrito Day. National Burrito Day. National Burrito Day.
I never know when it's gonna end.
Is it weird that I pray for snow? I love it.
In April,
It's still a novelty to you.
All right.
I just think there'd be other things to pray for, but that's not mine.
The Queen loves her Tostitos. They always bring the party, don't they, Lizzie?
No, I'm not a fan. I'm what? I'm at this point right now with Kathy Griffin. I just made a loud noise because everyone pretty much said what I was going to say, so I just made an animal noise.
I can smell the greatness.
And I just saw it move. There we go. Lots of beans. Sorry, DBL crew.
Woo, hello, la la la.
Freddy Krueger apparently just got done hanging with Snoop in the limo. Oh, it's the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers without those pesky muscles. All right. I don't think the 80s were that great.
Do you?
Yeah, I love the 80s.
Me too.
The clothes are terrible.
horrible.
The clothes were horrible.
Yeah, but it's
At least-
fun.
The hair was
It's fun to dress up like 80s hair
We had a great So what do you got to say to Tori right now, huh?
That makes my point. That was horrendous.
Everyone here is pumped up. All right, guys. Bear claw. Get in there. Don't be afraid to get dirty, yeah?
Okay, I'm in here.
The burrito brings it out of me. Let's get after it.
Get into it.
Happy National Burrito Day!
And guys, we have some fun viewer comments. We are global. We have a comment, a tutti da Riccardini di Giovanni di Italia. He's tuning in from Italy.
Yeah!
So we say, e ancora grazie per il tuo amore. Thank you for your love.
Prego. And who needs Jeff now?
No, we got it. We got it.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy.
Bye, guys.
Oh, the little flip-flop.
Yeah. We can.
Although, actually, you guys,
the brown girls.
Ira's gonna be filming on this one, so.
Okay, good.
You guys can rock, paper, scissors for who takes it.
I'm gonna get my cup. Yes, dear. There you go, darling. Wow.
Are we just behind the scenes seeing it? Hi.
Erica, are you the moderators? Perfect, thank you. I'm coming.
Oh, what's going on with my cord?
Can you see real quick? Can you get Ebony's cord?
It's hanging. I don't know what's going on.
Ew.
All right, 30 seconds, guys.
Great.
Okay.
Class over here.
All right. All right.
How do I do that?
Together.
You know, fix some mics.
Stu, can you?
On Daily Blast Live, Michelle Obama dishes on Donald Trump.
We thought it'd feel fun. We can eat candy all day and, stay up late.
What does that have to do with Trump? We'll explain. Plus, a new movie puts the Kennedy curse back in the headlines.
A dead body holds a lot of secrets. Those can be the difference between guilt and innocence.
Will Chappaquiddick change your mind about that fatal night? Brooklyn Raw MMA superstar Conor McGregor gone wild. What was he thinking? And what's cooking good looking? A pooch who's a pro in the kitchen. And it all starts right now.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. Friday is female. Yay! Safe travels to our boys, Al and Jeff. We will see you next week, so let's get right into it. Former First Lady Michelle Obama is criticizing President Trump. Speaking at the Simmons Leadership Conference in Boston, Michelle used a parenting metaphor to explain the president and his administration. Here's what she said.
It was sort of like having the good parent at home, the responsible parent, the one that told you to eat your carrots and go to bed on time. And now perhaps we have the other parent in the house. And we thought it'd feel fun. Maybe it feels fun to some for now because we can eat candy all day and, stay up late and not follow the rules.
Let me get right to you, Ebony, because I know that you interviewed Michelle Obama in your radio days. What do you think of her referencing parenting to leading the country?
Oh, I think analogies are great, and I totally got where she was coming from, because the first thing I thought about is when my mom would have to go out of town for work and my dad was there to be me and my sister. We'd go to the grocery store and get everything that we wanted, you know what I mean? But I think that she's also a citizen and a constituent, even though she is a former First Lady, and she has her opinion just like anybody else, and she can talk about how she sees the White House now and how she's seen it in the past and make that comparison.
Well, that's ironic because that is not my opinion. My opinion is that I think who's a better parent? Donald Trump. Look at all of the Trump children. You don't see them stumbling out of nightclubs drunk. You don't see them with mugshots. However, you have seen Malia Obama illegally drinking underage, playing beer pong, and smoking cigarettes under the age of 18. I don't think that's necessarily role model behavior.
Well, first of all, let me just chime in, because I'm not going to sit here and allow you to disparage a young lady who has been
just
an
exemplary. Just state the facts, no disparaging. Just
yeah, no, you're trying to disparage her, and I would like to say that she represents hope and promise for a lot of young people out there, and she is doing nothing that is even remotely
she's breaking the law.
Considering.
She's breaking the law.
She's being a college student.
That's illegal. It's illegal.
She's being a college student.
Because you said stumbling out of the nightclubs, and we haven't seen her stumble out of a nightclub.
No, I'm saying the Trump
she's
children
being a college student, so
well,
the Obama girls did an amazing job, and they had a very scandal-free 8-year administration. So let's just leave it at that.
Very true. And just to take it away from all of that, Trump himself says, I like chaos. Quote, it's invigorating. Since you want turnover, I like chaos. It really is good. She isn't saying that's something that crazy. He is the parent that wants you to kind of, he doesn't like a lot of paperwork. He likes it to kind of go off the cuff. I don't think what she said was wrong. I think it was quite accurate.
Right. Well, let me just ask you this, Erin, because I want to learn and be enlightened. When you talk about the, if you're comparing the two administrations, and clearly you like the Trump administration better, what would you have said about the Obama administration that you would have liked to see differently?
Actually, I voted for Barack Obama twice.
Okay.
I'm a new conservative because when I voted for Barack Obama twice, I signed up for hope and dreams, and all I got was more IRS agents.
That's it.
Okay.
That's okay.
All right. And I will never vote for a Democrat ever again, so let's just leave it at that.
And we'll just note that Ivana Trump did write a book saying that she actually was the one to parent the children, and Donald Trump actually agreed and said that. So I think it might be a moot point. We're finally hearing from President Trump. Hey, on the Stormy Daniels scandal, the president on board Air Force One was asked the question by a reporter. Here's how it all happened.
Do you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels? Why did Michael Cohen make it if there was no truth or allegation?
Well, you have to ask Michael Cohen. Michael's my attorney, and you'll have to ask Michael.
Do you know where he got the money to make that payment?
No, I don't know.
Stormy's lawyer quickly responded on Twitter saying, "We very much look forward to testing the truthfulness of Mr. Trump's feigned lack of knowledge concerning the $130,000 payment."
I don't even know what this is about anymore.
Well, what's interesting, just to bring it back to Stormy, and then we'll go off of that, is she claimed that President Trump didn't know about the agreement, didn't really know about that, and therefore an NDA is null and void if both parties aren't in agreement. He kind of just confirmed he had no idea, so therefore proving her point. So there's an interesting take on here that when you have a lawyer, and I know you know this because you are one, you tell your client, stop talking. That's what we want him to do.
And I think we've all felt like that before. Have you guys ever had a time when you said something and you just like, blah, 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 you wish you could just take it back in, and you're like, I shouldn't have said that.
Well, my favorite one is my husband said to a woman once, "Oh my gosh, you're expecting a baby soon."
No. Oh, that's the
She wasn't even pregnant. Oh. And I just watched it like a slow motion car accident. I was like, no.
Don't do it. She's bloated.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he said, but for him, he's like, I just kept talking. So I thought if I could just change the subject, keep on talking.
Totally.
Right. Yeah, that's never the move.
No.
Never the move.
Even if they're 9 months pregnant, just be like, oh, good to see you.
Oh, you're crowning. That's what I know.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
What about
for me, it's been like, I think we've all been through this before, and I call my motto one and done, and that's telling a girlfriend something. Hey, girl, Brooks is cheating. That's her husband. He's not cheating. I'm just saying hypothetically.
She's a fake
The
name.
chair just be spinning and she's not. And anyway, she ended up, they were engaged. She ended up marrying him anyway. They're not together anymore.
Shocker.
Right, but it did change our relationship for a while. Not now, but, you know, I think she was a little embarrassed and a little hurt. You know, she was like, we've been together for so long, but, you know, I just keep my thoughts and comments to myself now when it comes to that.
So now that you're one and done, did she say to you, you know, thank you, Ebony, for being a good friend and a real friend and telling me the truth?
I think it was understood. You know, it was understood.
I think for most powerful men, it always comes down to a woman. It's actually called the Delilah effect. We can talk more about that in digital.
That's nice.
Well, the trailer for Harry and Meghan is Royal Romance, or A Royal Romance is out, and it's winning over some viewers. We'll leave it up to you. Take a look.
Peter Pan can't stay in Neverland forever. A marriage isn't so bad.
There goes my heart.
And Meghan.
Harry, you look lovely.
She's American. She's divorced.
Is it true about you and Prince Harry?
Are you ready for this?
And swim every ocean.
She makes me happy, so to hell with tradition.
Harry and Meghan, A Royal Romance premieres May 13th on Lifetime. Can we just say that they're trying to create some drama between Kate Middleton?
Yeah, I didn't know there was drama between
and
those two.
Meghan Markle.
Why do people try to create that? But
especially amongst the women.
Always. The cat fighting.
But I
Always.
must admit that the people in person look better than No, I just think that the real live ones look great.
Yes. Well, I don't know. In this movie, he looks, I love a ginger, but he looks hot. He looks like Justin Timberlake in the movie. I'm kind of into it.
I don't get Lifetime movies. Are you ever just like, oh, come on?
Never.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Never.
Okay, I gotta do this.
I don't do the sappy love
I can't do it. I can't.
No.
I love it.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch. All right. I can't help myself.
You definitely will watch.
We're following a developing story right now about UFC fighter Conor McGregor. As you can see here, he was led out of Brooklyn Police Station this morning in handcuffs on his way to court. He was arrested for attacking a UFC bus. TMZ has the shocking footage. Take a look. He was arrested for misdemeanor assault and felony criminal mischief. Here's what UFC President Dana White had to say about the attack.
This is the most disgusting thing that has ever happened in the history of the company. He's going to be sued beyond belief, and this was a real bad career move for him. We as an organization need to make sure that this never happens again.
This just in, the court is allowing McGregor to fly home to Ireland.
Just a little context, guys. People were hurt in this. They had corneal abrasions. They had to stop from the glass hitting them. They weren't able to fight. And he is apparently, an NYPD source says he's palling around with the police, awaiting arraignment and shadow boxing.
It's not the first time that this has happened. There was an outburst in 2016 with Nate Diaz that he was fighting, and bottles and things were thrown. I mean, I don't know if this is just like the showboating going too far, or if it's really the violence. Well, we have to get right to digital producer Kelly Schubert with a breaking news fast blast.
Yeah, happening right now on Wall Street. U.S. markets just closed, and it wasn't a great start to the weekend for investors. The Dow closed down around 573 points after plunging more than 760 points just ahead of the closing bell. This comes just hours after the president said he was considering $100 billion in additional tariffs against China. We'll see what happens on Monday. Erica?
Thanks, Kelly. Well, John Legend dropped a new song and music video today, just in time for the weekend.
Yes.
Sam Shocker has your first look coming in hot.
That's right. New disco-infused song, A Good Night, is sure to be your Friday pick-me-up. Check it out.
Everything's gonna be alright. I think I just met my wife.
It's gonna be a good night. Happy Friday. Let us know what you think, DBL Nation. Don't give me a woo.
Go, Sammy.
Oh, man, Sam, I love that.
I like any song that's like, you want to, like, it's gonna be a good night. I'm like, it is, all right.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Totally,
There you
yeah.
go. Like, tonight is gonna be a good night.
Celebrate good times.
That's right.
the best song.
If you want to own a piece of Russell Crowe's past, we'll tell you how. Plus, a secret gross out factor that will make you never want to try on clothes at a department store again. And one pampered princess, you won't believe who Beyonce and Jay-Z hired for Blue Ivy. And you, the viewer, are our 5th host. Next, we share your comments live about a story getting a lot of buzz online.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live, the only show that covers trending stories live no matter where you're watching. And here's a story that has you talking. Should Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson marry his pregnant girlfriend for his kids' sake? Yes, according to an op-ed in USA Today, the article says that cohabitating couples in Hollywood present a glamorous yet unrealistic view of unmarried family life. So should Dwayne put a ring on it? Let's get right to your comments. Take it away, Erica Cobb.
Ooh, okay. Let's get right to your comments. Deanna Cox writes, you still should be married, but no one does it that way anymore. So to each their own. I'll always teach mine the right way. After that, it's up to them.
No, I got pregnant, and guess what my husband and I did? We got married. So it was a decision we made.
Do you feel strongly, I know we have differing views, but do you feel strongly you need to have a marriage to have a child?
You know, I think more of it in terms of the legal perspective on it. There's certain decisions that need to be made in the hospital when you're having children that are easier to make when you're married. And let's say your partner, aka your spouse, is ill. You need to make certain medical decisions for them, also for income tax purposes.
But like,
so there's
morally, what do you think morally?
Sheesh. I mean, I did it. That's all I know. I think it's important to be married, but we got to realize divorce statistics are through the roof. Over 50% of couples get divorced. So,
Very true. Well, Rhonda Gray writes, marriage is just a legal contract. If they don't feel they need a contract, it's their business and nobody else's.
Yeah, and you're seeing that a lot in Finland and Sweden and Denmark, the Netherlands. Marriage is way, way down. Partnership is way, way up because they can get in and out, and it's a more fluid situation. And I think this next generation is less interested in marriage and happens to be much less secular. So marriage in terms of God and the government isn't as important as the love between two people.
Well, Luana Tate says, different rules for men, it's acceptable, but never a woman.
Well, I guess when you're talking about family, it takes two people, Luana, and I hear what you're saying, but I think that a man should be just as responsible as the woman. Me personally, I grew up traditional, but I sit before you as a woman that's divorced, and I just think that people should attempt to do it, in my opinion, the right way: husband, wife, and child. And I think so it doesn't become generational, and you see a lot of heartbroken single fathers or single women trying to raise a child, and they may not have the means, but that's just a small percentage of the people I'm talking about.
Absolutely. Well, we love your comments, so always keep them coming. We are live digital producer Raquel Villanueva with news at this moment.
Well, move over, Roseanne. We have our first look at the Murphy Brown cast reunion. Candace Bergen just shared this picture on Instagram with the caption, "Murphy Brown together again, coming to your neighborhood TV in the fall." CBS ordered 13 episodes of this revival just in time for the 30th anniversary of the original series.
That picture does not get me excited.
Yeah. Really? It's the original cast.
I never watched a minute of that
It
show.
looks like
I had a poster of Murphy
somebody's
Brown.
HR party.
No, that's because they're in an office space. I look like I'm an HR person.
You do.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with HR. I'm just saying that's what it looks like. Somebody had a birthday and Jim brought the cake.
That's what their storyline is.
Okay, coming up on Daily Blast Live, the new movie that brings up old memories about the late Ted Kennedy. What really happened at Chappaquiddick? And next, Al Jackson rates the week's viral videos. If you need laughter to get your weekend started right, don't go away.
Delilah effect.
Yeah, what is that? Is that from the Bible? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
The story of Samson and Delilah. So the Delilah effect is when a powerful man is taken down by a woman. And you'll notice in a lot of stories throughout history, there have been men who have been caught up in lots of scandals, have had very checkered pasts, but ultimately it's sex and a woman who takes them down. Like we saw it with Tiger, we saw it with Bill Clinton, we saw
Most
it
of
with
the politicians.
I would say, yeah.
This comes from Samson and Delilah?
Yeah. So the story is basically, in a synopsis, is that Samson was a great ruler and he fell in love with Delilah, and Delilah got in like really close with him, and she was compromised by the opposition. So the opposition basically bribed her into giving the information as to how Samson kept and had his power.
Ladies?
And it turned out it was from his hair. So then they connived with her to chop off Samson's hair, therefore rendering him weak enough to capture him. And so that's the reason why it's called the Delilah effect. And I have a feeling that if anything is going to actually ding Donald Trump, it's going to be a woman.
I totally agree with you.
And that's not even a political thing. No. I'm just saying that's likely what we're...
And hers is not Delilah. Hers is the Stormy effect.
Yeah, the Stormy
It's
effect.
funny, I've lived in Philadelphia for 15 years, and there's a strip club there called Delilah's, and now I know why. Thank you, Erica.
That club is stealing everybody's husbands.
Yeah. He won't come home.
That's interesting. But what other men, I'm asking the DBL Nation to write in, have been famously brought down by women? I'd like to say Cleopatra took down Mark Antony. We have all the way Rihanna took down Chris Rock.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, rightfully so. But
John Edwards.
John Edwards. That's exactly right.
That's dirty.
What was that? Who was the general?
I mean, everybody.
Almost everybody.
General, I know exactly what you're talking
Edward VII abdicated the throne for Mrs. Simpson because he wanted to be with a woman. Couldn't be king. Had to leave.
Somebody, Bill Cosby?
Oh, wow. But he took himself down.
All right.
Good one.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. It's Friday, everybody, so that could only mean one thing. It's time to rate this video with comedian Al Jackson.
I love this day. Love Friday.
I love it. You ready to get right to it, man?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. The weekend's around the corner. This family dog isn't the only one that gets scraps off the table. Al, watch this.
Give her a little piece, just to
Give
shut
her a
her
little
up.
bit.
Give Peanut one little piece of ham, one last piece.
That was very strange. I think he's gone from the hungry uncle to the creepy uncle, and because of that, he gets 3.5 Al emojis. Let's go to the next one.
Not bad for a creepy uncle. All right. It's Friday, and this furry friend has been cruising through the week. Enjoy.
Jeff, what's going on with these teenagers? All they want to do is hang out and skateboard. Not like in my day where dogs would walk 12 miles to school in the snow. But you know what? I really respect this dog. It's got a good technique. Was pretty good in the half pipe. And because of that, it gets 3 Al mind blown emojis. Let's go to the next one.
Not bad, not bad. All right, up next, a dog has mastered the commands. You know, Al, sit, stay, and prepare dinner. What? Watch.
All right, now, I like this dog for several reasons. Not only is he keeping the beat, but you know what he has, Jeff? A hairnet. And in this day and age, you know, you can never be too safe. This dog is healthy, it's safe, and he's got good, healthy, crisp ingredients, just like Gordon Ramsay. And because of that, he gets 2.5 Al sunglasses emojis. Let's go to the last one.
Even with fresh ingredients, 2.5. All right, the master's in full swing, and all this little guy wants to do is play through. But his dog won't get out of the fairway.
Jeff, we've all been here before. Dog stuck on the tee. You know what? But I like, because this kid, when he yells 4, he's actually talking about his age. And because of that, he gets 4 heart eye Al's emoji. Well done, little man. You win the week.
You win the week. There it is, everybody. That's Rate This Video. This is comedian Al Jackson.
Russell Crowe is back on the market, and so is a bunch of his stuff. Ebony has the details coming in hot.
Yes, Erica. Okay, question. Have you ever dreamed of owning Russell Crowe's jockstrap? Well, the actor has curated an auction called The Art of Divorce, and it consists of over 200 items hand-picked by Crowe following his divorce from Danielle Spencer. So if you're a Gladiator fan, you can get your hands on this body armor when Crowe played Maximus. Also up for grabs is his Les Mis costume, a black wool jacket and trousers with silver lining. And here's the famous jockstrap featured in Cinderella Man. Now that could be a nice living room accent piece, maybe. You can find all 227 items up for auction on Sotheby'sAustralia.com.
I think this auction's as funky as that jockstrap.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, if I tried to sell my ex-husband stuff, what we got?
CDs.
3 CDs, a workout mat. Yeah, we get about $80.
Most of us only dream of having a personal shopper, but dreams do come true if you're Blue Ivy. We'll tell you who else Bey and Jay hired for their daughter. And Rihanna's Fenty Beauty Body Lava is out today. This product is a must-have for spring and might be sold out already. But don't worry, we have it right here on DBL, and we'll show you that next.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Hey guys, so in case you didn't know, it's Female Power Today. If you didn't know, Jeff is in Chicago visiting his family, and Al is doing some stand-up. So we took over, and we're killing it. Yas. Hold on 1 second. Yes? Got it. You got it, honey. All right, so we're about to do a new segment. It's called DBL Obsessed, and I love the segment. It's like products we're interested in, things we're interested in, and we actually have one of the products here to try out, and everybody is loving it. It's something that's on all 3 of these women, so let's see if you guys can figure out what it is. Don't get too low, Chris, because I don't want them to see the product. I'm not wearing it, which is why I look like I'm from HR. Eb, show your little, yeah. So we'll see what happens. Let us know if you know what the obsession is.
It doesn't have much of a smell to me. Very light.
Did you guys hear that? That's the sound of the internet buzzing. What are they buzzing about? Well, we've got the hottest items that everyone wants in this edition of DBL Obsessed. Target always ranks high on our obsession chart, but their new collaboration with Hunter is taking it to a whole new level. The collab features not only the iconic rain boots, but includes cool accessories like a backpack that doubles as a cooler and fanny packs in bright colors. Most of the items are under $30 and will be available on April 14th. Who doesn't love a good pair of leggings? Hello! Kira Grace Seva Black Onyx leggings have a cult following and sell out quickly. They're currently on the 3rd restock. Why are they so awesome? High waist? Check. Lightweight? Check. And most importantly, 100% of the profits go to charity to help end human trafficking. Not too shabby. Body Glitter is getting a Rihanna makeover. Fenty Beauty Body Lava is out today. It's the latest offering from Rihanna's beauty line. This gel-based body illuminator is designed to give you a bronzed, glimmering glow. It does for your body what highlighter does for your cheekbones. Obsessed much? Yeah. So we had someone get to Sephora at opening because this is going to sell out. Look how beautiful the packaging is. It's called Fenty Beauty. This the color is Who Needs Clothes? And you got to say it like that.
Rihanna doesn't need clothes.
Rihanna doesn't. So I'm going to do this on Erica. She has a little bit on. But all you do is you put it on the brush, and then what you do is you rub on, and it's almost this like wet, glowing, beautiful color, and it looks good on every skin tone. So I should be on the QVC with this.
I was just going to say that.
It's a nice $59, guys. Call now for limited time.
Fake store. We'll be right back.
I have a little secret job you guys might not know about. So QVC is near where I live in Philadelphia. So for the last 7 years, part-time I get to go on there. I'm their travel expert, so I would sell luggage and travel handbags.
What? That's like my dream job.
That is their dream.
Have
You guys don't know who this is.
Then?
No.
This is Jure. Jure is our makeup artist.
We talk in a minute.
This
Hi,
is Jure,
guys.
and I just wanted to get Jure's take on this. He knows all about Sephora and Fenty.
Yes.
For $59 for this, $42 for this.
Yes.
And it's a kabuki slanted brush. What do you think about this?
I think it's fabulous. This guy can be used in so many different ways as well. So with this guy, you're actually receiving a body and face highlighter too, so you can mix it in with your foundation, or you can utilize it by itself as a highlight, or you can use it as a body highlight too. Now, if you kind of are thinking like, I don't want to use all of this at once, mix it with a pump of your body lotion.
Oh,
so then that way you're getting a little bit more of a
and it's
neutral
not too
finish.
glittery.
No, and like I
that's a
have it
good
on my
idea.
arms too. It's a really nice, soft, settled glow, to be completely honest.
You're right. Can we mix it with our foundation and our makeup as well?
Yes, that's the best.
Good
Especially
question,
for
Ebony.
summer and spring coming up. This is such a great way to get that dewy, fresh look if you
It's
have
dewy,
a matte
that's what it
foundation.
looks.
Yes,
It's
very
dewy.
dewy, glowy finish. Very similar to like Becca's Skin Perfector or Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Shots or anything like that too.
And J-Lo just came out as
J-Lo is about to, yes.
Now, how would you put this on my face?
I would put this right on the top of the cheekbones,
bridge
maybe
right
a little
there.
bit on the bridge. You can even use it as a base for eyeshadow if you choose to, for a really glittery look too.
But wait,
Stop doing
what
that.
what about different shades? Does it only come in one color?
No.
Good
There's
question.
Desert Bronze too. That's actually the shade Rihanna has on there too. And there's also a powder puff that you can utilize as well. We're not using that on stage because it's not what we're really looking to do. However, with the brush, you can also utilize
come
it
with
for a
the
little
brush?
bit of everything.
It's
No,
42.
the brush is separate.
It's like guac.
Would I pay for it? No, that's
Guac
just
is
me.
extra.
Go to Elf.
I'm not going to get the brush.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I have it.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Let's get right to it. It's been nearly half a century since the course of American history changed in an instant at Chappaquiddick, when then Senator Ted Kennedy drove off a bridge, killing Mary Jo Kopechne, a young screenwriter. Now a new movie tells the story to a younger generation. Watch.
It was an accident. I was driving.
A story like this could dominate the headlines for weeks.
Chief, we got a body.
A dead body holds a lot of secrets. Those can be the difference between guilt and innocence. So we need to be in control of them. There's not a lot of senators that are charged with manslaughter that go on to become president. Moses had a temper. Peter betrayed Jesus.
I have Chappaquiddick. Moses had a temper, but he never left a girl at the bottom of the Red Sea.
Correction, Mary Jo Kopechne was a speechwriter, not a screenwriter.
Exactly.
But this has been a mystery for quite some time now.
Yeah, we know here and there a little bit. This is very much a movie by the Kopechne family. They're very much behind this. What we do know is that she was a Robert Kennedy speechwriter, and as a woman, that was really exciting. She was there to mourn, and she was in a car, and they crashed. It took him 10 hours to call police. This is what we know so far.
After the accident.
After the accident, because he was really nervous. Now, here's the deal. Mary Jo apparently could have been alive for up to 3 hours. And in the movie, you see her in a pocket of air in the car and praying. And so it's very skewed one way, although it's hard to skew it fairly in his direction since it took 10 hours.
So, yeah, we're saying he didn't call the police for 10 hours because he was nervous or possibly intoxicated. There are some allegations that he was drinking.
And the Kopechne family is actually saying if you know any more information, they're looking for more, because this is a very vague case here. We don't know a lot of insight.
And you don't really know how to end it. Can you guys think of a story or something that has been in the media that is kind of like open-ended, like dun-dun-dun? Like for me, I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, and that was right near Mountain Brook, where Natalie Holloway was from.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. I wish I could just know what happened.
Yes, John Benet Ramsey.
That's a good one. That's a good
Absolutely. Sandra Bland.
Yes.
Oh,
Where's the camera in that jail cell?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You get pulled over for a minor traffic stop and you end up dead in a cell 3 days later.
With no camera watching us. I'd also like to say this. How about Chandra Levy? She was found right in Rockford Park, right by my house. Gary Condit, who was then a politician, a senator, and then 9/11 happened. We never really got an answer there. So I would like to know what happened to her.
Yeah.
Well, Beyonce and Jay-Z, we're doing a hard turn.
Nice turn.
Daughter Blue Ivy has us buzzing today. Turns out the 6-year-old has a personal stylist and shopper, because why wouldn't she? I mean, let's be honest, like we all had our own personal stylist and shopper at 6. We just called them mom and dad.
Right.
So,
you know, I take this one because I always keep it really 100 with you guys. I was raised in a really well-off, affluent family in D.C. They came from nothing and they made their way up. And I was given things like if I went to a store or we had a stylist. And so I'm open about that. But I also worked in an ice cream shop because it had health insurance and my dad didn't just hand me out that money. So I think this is okay if you also raise them with ethics, with work ethic. Like, for instance, the stylist we love was at the wedding. I mean, these are people that are in our lives. You treat them with respect, but I was also taught you got to make your own money at the same time. So,
and in your position, your mother has a disability.
Yeah,
correct?
and it helped her out. So in terms of convenience, Beyonce and Jay-Z aren't having time to go to Target or wherever it was and pick out clothes. They need this. They don't have time.
Poor Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Well, no, but I'm saying they really are quite busy, and she is part of their brand. And if it makes it easier, I have no issue with it.
But I think, Tori, you're the minority, not the rule. Like, most kids of privilege end up to be kind of jerks when they grow up. They don't have a big work ethic.
I just think that's a generalization. I do hear that is a stereotype, but the friends I grew up with are hardworking public servants, and I really think that's important to say.
I wouldn't say anything about the character of someone who has privilege versus not, but I do subscribe to the theory of what do you have to look forward to.
Yes.
That would be my biggest concern, because I know as I've gotten older and things have changed for me, I do sometimes you have to stutter step your way to even treat yourself in experiences. Therefore, you have something to look forward to.
Right,
you know what I mean?
And I venture to put this question out there. Do you think that when you look at someone like a Blue Ivy, Jay-Z, and Beyonce, and like you said, you thought it was a generalization that they're not going to have anything to look forward to, I would think that I would raise my Blue Ivy to be even greater than I am.
Yeah, that's
so that she wouldn't be lazy, that you got to do how mommy and daddy did it, and you kind of have to instill that in them. I think that is their job.
She's just on a different playing field than the rest. It's Blue Ivy. It's apples and unicorns.
Yeah, I want to be a unicorn. We are live. Digital producer Raquel Villanueva with news at this moment.
I want to be one too. So Kate Hudson has a big announcement. Take a look.
Down. We'll do it. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Well, that was pink, and it means she's having a girl with her boyfriend, Danny Fujikawa. You also saw her 2 sons in the video helping reveal the big news. First trimester sickness kept her off social media, but she's happy to be back now and excited to have her first girl.
Oh, that's exciting.
Congratulations, and for those of you like us who have decided to give birth or get pregnant later, she'll be 39 in a couple weeks.
I have time. I'm good.
So
I'm good.
Time. That was for Tori. When you buy a new piece of clothing, what's the first thing you do?
Pull the tags
if you're
off.
like us, yes, you probably take off the tags and wear it right away. But a new study from a microbiologist at NYU finds that clothes straight from the store are incredibly dirty because of all the people who try them on. DBL Nation, do you wash your clothes before wearing them?
No.
Never.
No, I literally had never heard of this. Honestly, I feel like there's so many other things we could be doing. You need some antibodies in your life. Surgeons have told me that. I mean, I just don't think this is going to affect you that much.
There's one exception to this for kids, children.
kids, okay, yeah.
Especially babies don't have the immunity yet.
Sure.
So when you have a baby, you have to wash everything in a special kind of detergent even.
Is everybody doing that though?
Yeah, does
For
everyone
babies?
out here in
People washing
studio
baby
doing that?
clothes?
Everybody does. Yes.
Well, okay.
Oh, wow.
That's like a known thing. You read about it on like mom blogs and things you don't know. It's like the manual to having a kid.
And I guess sometimes when I try things on in the dressing room or the fitting room and I'm going out that night, the pants or the shirt fits like I want it to fit.
Yeah,
right. I don't want to
totally.
take a chance on putting it in the washer and dryer.
No.
Clearly the blouse I have on I've worn 15 times and the pants 18. Don't judge me. I'm kidding.
I have not worn something because it clearly was a little abused while it was still in, like I won't even try it on.
Oh yeah, if I see deodorant
if it looks
stains,
like this, like, no, that's okay.
No.
Right.
Let's see, DBL Nation says always.
40%?
40%? You always wash clothes before wearing them?
Wow, I'm so
I
lazy.
live fast fashion. I can't be washing that stuff. It'll fall apart.
Yeah.
Just saying. Well, it's Friday, so it's time to talk about sex.
Obviously.
Yeah. And today it's all about sex on a plane. A new study of 12,000 frequent flyers find that 78% of people want to join the Mile High Club, but only 5% have actually done the deed. DBL Nation, we need you to weigh in on this one. Are you a Mile High Club member?
Now, speaking about being dirty, obviously I don't wash the clothes, but this, too dirty.
A plane is dirty by itself.
Everything is dirty, and also it's a very small space, and I like to be expansive.
Well, no,
I just mean, how do you get in? I mean, how do you get
don't
in
even
there?
recline. The bathrooms are so small.
Expansive.
Well, I mean, you got to move.
I don't even know how you can fit in the bathroom with two people.
I agree.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the study said 78% of people want to do it. That means 78% of people haven't been on an airplane because they don't know how disgusting.
It's that frequent flyers.
That's
and
very
Ebony,
true.
you are really quiet right now.
What are you looking at, Ev?
Oh, I know. I was just thinking about like if you've ever looked under the seat of a plane, all kind of food and nuts and stuff.
I know.
That's what you were thinking about?
Nuts and stuff.
Why is it on me?
Because you look guilty.
I was thinking about what we're going to eat next.
I'm thinking about Tori being expansive.
All right, what does our audience say? No, ew, 56%.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
No, but I want to 11%. Okay.
Yeah.
Those 11%, they're freaks.
Yeah.
Not
everyone is
in a loving way.
in their minds. Now it's time for our top feel-good stories of the day. Sam Shocker, you have all the videos that are making DBL Nation smile.
Well, Ebony's face just right there was my top feel-good story of the day. I know what's going on, Ebony. Crazy video you just gotta see. Watch as this bald eagle decides to make his perch on Seattle Mariners pitcher James Paxton right before the game on Thursday. The Mariners didn't win, and Paxton says the bird must have known he was Canadian when it came for him. And a new album is changing the lyrics of wedding dance classics to be more inclusive of the LGBTQ community. And it has some major star power behind it. Check out Bob Dylan's take on He's Funny That Way.
I've got a man crazy for me. He's funny that way.
Nothing funny about how beautiful that sounds. And the Houston Rockets dance cam always captures incredible moves, but when one usher decides to let loose, no one can handle it. Watch.
Even you, sir, you can rock with us. No. You got released for like 6 days. Gold models, soul models, still hates to watch. Let's go.
And I'm sure he had no problem getting a date after that game. He's got moves. Yes, he does. And coming up on Daily Blast Live, taxes are due in less than 2 weeks, but that's not stopping scammers. An IRS alert you need to know. Plus, a war veteran's heroic comeback, how he's using fashion to forge a new life after the battlefield. And next, we put your pop culture trivia to the test. It's our DBL Trivia Showdown. Go to dblvote.com to see if you can beat our hosts.
It's Friday. That can only mean one thing. It's time for DBL Trivia Showdown.
Let's go.
This week in pop culture, today's showdown is between, to my right, she is our pop culture guru. She can find everything, even the most obsolete facts in history, but never her cell phone. It's Miss Tori Schulman. And to my left, she's our legal eagle guest co-host for the week. She leans to the right, although I seldom think she is. I love her anyway. It's Miss Erin Elmore. Yay! All right, and all of you, of course, the viewers at home. So play along. Go to dblvote.com and tap Vote Now. Questions will appear on your device. And the winning viewer will win a DBL hashtag Genius t-shirt as modeled by the lovely and talented Tori Schulman. All right, lovely ladies, take your positions. Question number one. Clean fight. Clean fight. Andy Cohen reveals which Real Housewives franchise is his favorite. Is it A, New York, B, Orange County, or C, Atlanta?
That was you. You can have
Tori Schulman. I'm going to go with New York. New York is correct. The Real Housewives of New York is in its 10th season and was the second city featured in the franchise. Question number two. Which MTV reality show made a huge comeback this week? Was it A, The Real World, B, Jersey Shore, or C, The Hills? Erin Elmore.
The Jersey Shore.
The Jersey Shore is correct. It's tied 1-1. Here we go. Question number three. Channing Tatum and Jenna Dewan met on the set of which movie? Was it A, Step Up, B, Save the Last Dance, or C, Stomp the Yard? Tori Schulman. I'm going to need to get up here, so it's a step up. Step
Step Up is correct. The couple announced their separation after 8 years of marriage and have a 4-year-old daughter together.
Aww.
All right. Question number 4. Which rapper is David Letterman's next guest on his Netflix series? Is it A, Kendrick Lamar, B, Jay-Z, or C, Drake? Erin Elmore.
And this is just a guess. I'm going with Kendrick Lamar.
Incorrect. The correct answer is Jay-Z. Tori's in the lead 2-1, but Erin, you can tie.
Come on now.
Meghan Markle aspires to be like which royal family member? A, Princess Diana, B, Queen Elizabeth, or C, Kate Middleton?
That was her.
Thank you.
Erin Elmore.
Diana.
Princess Diana is correct. In an interview, Prince Harry said Meghan and Princess Diana would be best friends if his mother were still alive. We are tied 2-2, which means here is the tiebreaker question. It's the closest without going over.
Okay.
Without going over.
So we don't have to ring, right?
How old was Princess Diana when she married Prince Charles?
Oh, she was young. Oh,
wait, do we have to do this? We're going.
I'm gonna say 22.
Erin?
Well, wait, let me think about this because you don't want to go over, but if I'm closer, I'm gonna say 24.
Okay, it was 20, so Tori gets it.
Hello.
Apparently we're not on another game show. That means Tori is the winner, but more importantly, viewer number 8195 wins the hashtag Genius t-shirt. And thank you all at home for playing. We are live. Digital producer Raquel Villanueva has news at this moment.
Well, right now it's tax season and there are some scams we want you to look out for. If you get a call from someone claiming to be with the IRS, be suspicious. Scammers are still calling you saying that you owe them money and you'll be arrested if you don't pay up. Don't believe it. Now they are also going after your refund, saying there's a mistake with your check or deposit and you need to send some of that money back. Don't fall for it and let the Better Business Bureau know. Just remember, the IRS will never call you by phone first. They always send letters.
Thank you, Raquel. Make sure you pass that message along to the elderly in your life as well. Still ahead, an unlikely comeback story. Why a war veteran fired up a sewing machine to cope with PTSD. It's a comeback you don't want to miss. Today's comeback brings you the story of a veteran. Dwayne Topping served 9 years in the military and struggled to readjust to life when he returned home. But his comeback story might surprise you. Dwayne Topping, you enlisted in the Army, you did 3 tours in Iraq. There are obviously some things that you bring home more than memories, and you've talked openly about your PTSD.
That first 8 or 9 years in the Army broke me. I didn't realize it at the time, of course, because it's one of those demons that just sort of lurks in the darkness.
What was the biggest battle that you faced?
Without actually being in a combat zone and being in those circumstances, I couldn't turn that switch off. I was mad at everything and everybody. It was really a dark, dark place for me.
How did you change that switch into the better?
Literally came home one day and I told my wife, I said, hey, listen, I'm gonna teach myself to sew.
You turned to sewing as a solution for your PTSD.
It was a therapeutic. You know, a lot of people say, well, we'll find a hobby. And sewing was it for me. First fashion show we'd ever been doing, I thought, well, I'll make my wife a dress. And I think without that support from my wife, I wouldn't have been able to really think outside of the box and consider sewing.
So how many hours are you on the sewing machine?
I'll spend somewhere between 12 and 15 hours a day.
Now it's not only your passion, it's your purpose.
For me, it's more than the clothes. It's about the people who wear my clothes. We just completed Denver Fashion Week. We had a number of transgender models there to show them, hey, listen, you can be what you want to be.
I know that there are a lot of people who are sitting at home right now and they're looking at you and saying, yeah, I went through PTSD. What can you say to them to encourage them?
It's not just about can you take sewing and use that to combat PTSD. It's more about can a soldier come out of the Army and find their own way? And so ultimately it's just about finding your peace.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, and congratulations on earning your comeback.
Yes, Erica!
Business Topping Designs has really taken off. He showed his work at New York Fashion Week, and celebrities have already started reaching out to him.
Wow.
Just such an amazing individual. Thank you, Dwayne.
Can I just say this to you, Erica? I don't know if you remember when we were at our audition for Daily Blast Live, and you told me about the comeback.
I remember that too. We were playing Jenga.
Exactly.
I remember
and look what you're doing and how you're changing people's lives. Great job, sis.
Amen.
I really appreciate people trusting me with their stories, because if we get more stories, we can reach more people.
Amen.
So thank you to everyone who trusts me.
Amen.
We are live digital producer Kelly Schubert with news at this moment.
Yeah, we've got news from the White House just in. The president will not be attending this year's White House Correspondents' Dinner. That's the annual dinner for the White House Press Corps that celebrates the freedom of the press. The White House didn't give a reason for why the president is skipping the dinner for the 2nd year in a row, but shortly after the announcement, the president tweeted about fake news. Erica?
Thank you, Kelly. Here at Daily Blast Live, we love your viral videos. The weekend is almost here, so grab that one friend who does everything with you and have some fun, just like these two.
What a good doggy.
Okay, it's over. I'm getting a dog.
Start your day the DBL way. Go to our website or Facebook page and subscribe to our free morning newsletter, The Breakfast Blast. It's delivered right to your inbox, and it gives you the latest headlines. Subscribe now and be in the know before your first cup of joe.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Attention homeowners. Quicken Loans has...
Okay.
Yeah, do you think that was so good?
Dogs, huge paws.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was super cute.
You just have to
Okay,
be
good.
just have to be careful, because a lot of the dogs.
Okay, got it.
They've been in.
Well, the
How many
Great
comments
Danes
can I
are
read? Can they let me know?
so really you're taking them for their
Okay.
They're already in adult.
I'm confused.
Yeah, most of
Okay, how many do you think I can get before the attack? Like 1 or 2?
And how much time total? Which I mean is great.
All right.
But it's
Oh, you got it.
I feel
Okay.
like
You got it.
A person that's like going to commit to it.
I mean, are you guys gonna thank me? So what's happening right now? I'm not going crazy. This is called an IFB, and to be secretly, when I was a kid, I would stick plastic straws in my ear because I wanted to be like in the news.
You wanted to drink out of your ear?
No, well that too, but I also wanted to be. I wanted to be able to be like, all right, like the singers, like Mariah Carey was all glittery, and she'd be like, ah. So I would stick a plastic.
You guys, please.
Please continue to give to the United Negro College Fund, even though she's not the UNCF, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
That's exactly right. But it's a really fun thing. So what they're doing is in the booth, they're saying what I need to do, so we have to stay on top of it. So we're reading your comments, we're talking to you, we're reading this, we're doing the show, and we're listening. So we multitask.
Brooke Burke, just breaking news, Brooke Burke and David Charvet filed for divorce.
Brooke Burke.
So you're saying this chick?
Oh my gosh. I felt bad for her when Erin, what's her name, took her place. Brooke Burke, wasn't she there?
Erin Elmore.
Yeah.
She's there too.
I don't, which one is it?
Erin Elmore. Yeah. No one. But Brooke Burke, I've seen her in person. She's gorgeous.
I love
She
her.
looks
She's been on Broadway.
Is she the one who does the Skechers?
Yeah.
Okay,
But
yeah, I
remember
like
she
her.
was Erin. She was Dancing with the Stars.
That's
host,
what I remember
and she
that.
was surprised.
And she was
a great
good.
host.
She had no idea.
She was like the original, wasn't she?
One of them.
Well, Female Friday produced at least one funny moment. Let's see what it is.
Oh, Erica, I'm not letting you get away without doing your Friday dance
Come on.
right now.
Do it.
Keep the camera on Erica. Do it.
We said, you know me. You could have just asked one.
It's Friday. That's all we needed. That's all we needed.
I don't need to be baited.
Right.
No. But we do have some viewer comments to
We
us.
sure do. Cheryl Lowe says, Ebony, you look very nice today. I love your outfit. I'm sure mine was next, but it just got caught somehow. And Rebecca Ballard says, thanks for Erin for standing up what's right. And Bob Tavera says, great comeback story. We also have a viewer from Italy. We are global. Riccardo Di Giovanni Saluti says, a tutti di Riccardini di Giovanni e di Italia. So we say grazie.
Yes. Well, grazie to Erin Elmore, our legal strategist, political pundit. Girl, you were brave. Absolutely held your own. We appreciate you coming.
I love you guys. Thank you.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Be safe.